Hello, everybody. I'm slightly bitter, and
And I'm slightly
so
bitter of that it glitched.
me too, y'all. We were talking for like a full hour about
Yo,
this cast for the Traitors, and then we looked at the stream and we realized that the shit stopped around like fucking 30 minutes ago.
yeah.
So please let us know in the chat if anything goes wrong. Thank you to the person that did, or else we would have literally finished the whole thing without realizing it. So,
Yeah.
anyways, I'm Dylan Salibetta. I talk all things reality TV. I talk all the shit. I competed on a
Yes.
reality show. That's
Yes.
me. And this is my
He's the
co-host.
star. Yeah, I if you guys have probably recognized me, I've played on 2 seasons of Isle of Money. I'm known for doing one of the dumbest moves on Isle of Money history, but that is okay. I promise you I'm a smart guy.
Well, apparently I'm not because I didn't realize that our stream was fucking
Hey, that's both of us here, okay? I could have noticed it too. So that's both of us. That's on us. But I know my track record doesn't stand, but I promise you I'm smart. I promise.
glitched. All right. Well, anyways, we got to talk about this Traders cast. So earlier
Yes.
today, the cast list for the season 4 US version of the Traders was leaked. There's a lot of interesting names on there. There's a lot of gamers. There's a lot of housewives. There's a returning player again, and possibly a murderer, like a real life
Ooh,
murderer.
ooh,
Thank
ooh.
you to you, House of Traders, because I would
Yes,
not
thank
have
you so
known.
much.
Oh,
Oh,
I don't know. Is more? We got Morgan on the stage. Does Morgan want to chat with us?
Morgan, do you want to join?
Morgan, if you want to chat, let me know, and I'll put you in here. Um, but let's dive on into this damn cast, y'all. So
Let's do
we
it.
we got through quite a few. So we're gonna, go a little faster with the ones we talked about, but we're
Yes.
still gonna, go over them for y'all. So the first person we gotta talk about is Dorinda Medley. Okay,
Yes.
Morgan, I'll put you in later. So Dorinda was on last
Dorinda.
season. She was the first boot. I
Mm-hmm.
remember hearing people saying that they wanted her to come back after she had got been the first boot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too surprised that they are putting her back just because she is so close with Andy, and
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there is a lot of sway there with that. How do you feel about seeing Dorinda again?
I'm super excited. I think that the one episode that she was in, she was the star. I hate that these very openly talkative people are usually the first ones that are killed off.
Hmm.
So I'm actually really excited for her to come back. I really hope they don't do a Kate situation where she does come back late in the game because, that kind of is a detriment to her. And people are just going to automatically assume she's a traitor with the events that transpired with Kate. Even though Kate wasn't a traitor to begin with, right? She's just easy to
Yeah.
get recruited. So I hope that's not the case. Dorinda was super funny. Other than that, other than what I've seen on the Traders, I have not seen the Real Housewives. I know you're slightly familiar with it, right? Because she's from the Housewives of New York.
Of New York, where I'm from. Yeah,
Okay,
I
yeah.
I
So
haven't really watched that though. I've really only watched uh New Jersey and Atlanta,
okay,
but I'm the most familiar with Atlanta.
okay, cool. Yeah. So that's the only taste I've had of her, right? So I'm actually super excited for her to come back. It's going to be really funny to see how she handles it. But I do hope that she doesn't come back late. I hope that she starts the game with everyone else.
I hope so too. My thing with these intruders is it doesn't add a whole lot to the game. Like
I agree.
when they come in halfway through, yeah, it's a little exciting, but most of the time it's like
Mhm.
they're gonna be disregarded at first, and it's like, okay, we can't vote them off immediately. We already have people that we're worried about. We need to focus on them first, and
Mhm.
then after you get through the people that you're already suspicious of, it's like the obvious thing to do is to just go through the people that
Mhm.
came in. And it's like I remember last season, I think the whole point of bringing Derek and Wes and the other guy in
Rob.
was Rob, yeah, Boston Bob. I think the whole point of bringing them in late was to shield their egos. I wouldn't be surprised if they requested it because they're like, oh, we're gonna get targeted immediately because
Yeah, I
it's like
get it.
this is not a show where everyone knows who you are and gives a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like Sari didn't get targeted immediately, and everyone knew who she was. So, but I think it worked against them because it came to a point where it's like, okay, there's 3 of you. Obviously, at least one of you has to be a traitor. So we need to knock all of you out. And it's like, I don't think Boston Rob ever had a shot.
So I actually have like a pretty good idea like for the traitors on what they should do with returning characters. So like, you've played Werewolf or Mafia before?
Yes, I love
Have
it.
you played that like growing up? Okay, so everyone knows, right? Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yo, Nate is killing me.
Yeah. So everyone knows that there are more positions than just the faithful and the traitors. What I would like to see is having a returning character be another character, right? So for example, we have like the prophet that can guess who the traitors are and be told if it's yes or no. We have the nurse, right, who can save somebody. I think adding a player like the nurse, like a role like that to this game would help the faithfuls tremendously. This game is built for the traitors to win. It's just plain and simple. We've seen the faithful win a couple times, but the odds-on favorites are usually the traitors. I think it'll give a faithful, even if it's just one, the spotlight of becoming like the nurse. Well, they have their own little segment, and they're like, hey, I would like to save this person. And it would add a lot more drama into knowing, oh, who got killed. Oh, like, when we see them in the pit that they work in and stuff, by the end, it's kind of obvious who they're gonna choose. I think with the nurse, it adds a little bit more suspense. Like, they chose this person, but what if? Yeah, like the nurse would be Dorinda. That would be. You know how cool that would be. So awesome to add that role, the nurse role, like the prophet, maybe later on in a couple seasons. But I think they should mix it up a bit because it's kind of already getting predictable to the point where you want to add these extra roles in the village or in the town that they're in, like they're playing in.
That's a good point that you bring up. I could see it being like a pretty cool idea to use a returning player like Dorinda as kind of an excuse to introduce a new twist like this, where you have, another opportunity. Oh, you are the doctor, Dr. Dorinda. And so you may not want to vote off this returning player. And she could, claim to be the doctor. Maybe she's lying. Maybe she's telling the truth. Maybe you want to keep it a secret. I do think that if they are going to put roles in, they should maybe do 1 or 2. Like, don't make it too complicated because from a TV perspective, I
agree.
The audience will be able to follow as much. I think if there's any show that they need to look at to rip off, they should look at the $1 Million Secret, because I thought the $1 Million Secret was perfect with like the clues and the secret tasks, and the traitors could really like benefit from doing that, and it would fit in perfectly with the aroma of the show.
I didn't see the $1 Million Secret because I was kind of in the race on being in the show, and I got cut last minute.
Wait, where? So I was for $1 Million Secret?
Yeah. So I was a little bitter. Yeah, I was a little bitter, but that's okay. That's okay. My time will come eventually. Yeah, no. So I haven't seen it. So that's good that you brought that up. I will watch it.
You would have been great on there.
Yeah, I feel like I would have too. I thought I was in, but
were you gonna apply again?
Is there a season 2 that they confirmed?
Yes, they're looking right now.
Okay, I might or might not apply again. I didn't know about that. Okay, cool.
Yeah. I mean, it did well. I really enjoyed it. It was real. Honestly,
it's on Hulu, right?
No, Netflix. I actually liked it more than I liked the Traitors, if I'm being honest with you.
No, Got to Get Out is on Hulu.
Got to Get Out was good too. We've got
that's another one I was in the race in, but
isn't there a little bit of overlap? Really? Oh my god!
Yes,
all these shows. I like Got to Get Out.
I can never make it though. I'm not a star like you, Dylan. I will be. But I'm not yet.
A start with 2,000 motherfuckers. Please. Oh my god, if they put anyone from Beast Games on the Traitors, Tawana would be so good on another show. Like
For those of y'all that saw Beast game, Tawana was my number one
Yeah,
ally.
Tawana was amazing.
She got all the way to the final 2. I was so happy for her after I left. I think like 3 episodes before her. She did really great, but she's just so fucking funny. She's this like professional women wrestler. But anyway, with Dorinda, welcome back, Dorinda. The thing I'm most excited about with Dorinda is the next person we're going to talk about, Monet X Change. So
yeah.
my thing with Monet is that Dorinda was bitter as fuck about Bob voting her off. Mm-hmm. And Monet is like Bob's sister. I listen to Rob as a podcast, and I listen to Sibling Rivalry, which is Bob the drag queen and Monet's podcast they do every week. And I remember Monet talked mad shit about Dorinda after, the season was over and they watched it back. So I want to see how Monet and Dorinda, interact with each other.
Mm-hmm. I think that's going to be really interesting because I don't think, I think you mentioned it, they haven't really mended anything. So it's going to be really, really funny to see Monet here. I have said this from the beginning. I think drag queens should be on any celebrity version of any show. I think they're very entertaining. Monet specifically is one of those that are like the goats of entertainment. So I'm always going to cheer for them. The drag queens are always going to have my heart. So I'm super excited to see her on this. I know you had mentioned that she is a game player too. So it's going to be really interesting to see her play this game. Peppermint, played a certain part, and then Bob got even farther. So I would love for Monet to possibly win this thing, for Monet to make it all the way to the end, right? Just pave the way. Bob, Peppermint, and Monet are paving the way for other drag queens to play other shows and be very proud of who they are. So I'm super, super excited to see Monet. And this is definitely somebody that I'm rooting for.
I think that Monet will do better than both Bob and Peppermint, unless she gets killed the first night, which I don't see anyone doing, even if she's not a traitor. The thing with Bob and Pep was that neither of them were strategic. Both of them were more similar to like a Bravo celebrity, where they're there more for the entertainment than the game itself. But Monet, huge Survivor fan, when she was on All Stars, which that version, All Stars Drag Race, is a lot more strategic because you got to vote people off. She was, she if she had won that lip sync against Naomi Smalls, she was going to cut Manila Luzon, which was not a choice that you would see from most other queens on the show. She doesn't care about what the fans think. She's gotten into a lot of fights with alumni. Actually, she's beefed with so many different alumni from RuPaul that I could think of, like Tamisha Iman, the Vixen. I think her and Gia Gunn were beefing for a while. Gia Gunn would also be great. But Monet's got some really good strategy, and I think this was a no-brainer. I remember people were saying that she might be on Survivor, but
they were saying that she was the celebrity rumor to be on Survivor 49.
Yeah, but it didn't end up being true. She filmed like this pre-season like press game thing. Like, have you ever seen Big Brother where they did like a press day where they let them play a round of Big Brother?
Yeah, and they do like a mini game that lasts like a day.
Yeah, so they did that with some people for Survivor before they filmed season 49, and she was one of them. I also know the producers from Beast Games. I think Carl and then this guy Klitzner. That was like our before every challenge. Klitzner would like explain to us the rules and like everything production wise. So but I'm excited to see how Monet does. This feels very natural, like a natural progression. She's also the first multi-time person from Drag Race that I'm assuming still has an active contract. So maybe this is a good sign that we can get more multi-time queens contract. Because I'm thinking probably there was some type of contractual obligation because Drag Race is under that Paramount umbrella.
And we know how Paramount is with their reality stars. So.
Yeah, but they need to do more things like Peacock is doing. Like there needs to be more things for them to go on. because you've just got these people waiting in the wings for years to go on another show. And so it's like, of course they're gonna, resort to going to somewhere else. But anyways, good luck, Monet. I guess we should jump over to we'll keep it in the family with Paramount. Let's talk about a big surprise to me, Rob Cesternino.
Yes, the person I'm most excited to see on this season. Extremely excited. He should have been on 50. I'm going to always argue that he should have been on 50. But you know what? We don't got him on the island, but we got him on the castle. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see him.
I was saying this during my Survivor. I did a couple of live streams on Survivor 50. People that were snubbed from the cast, people that when the cast was first leaked. And I said, don't be surprised if you see some of these people on an island in Scotland. And that's what ended up happening is Rob was doing a podcast where he talked about how they did reach out to him, but he never expected it to work. And he wasn't all that depressed about it. And at first I was like, okay, maybe he's just like not really feeling reality TV, but I think it was just, he knew he was going on. I think he knew he was going on Traitors, and it softened that blow, but it's still really a shame that he did not get put on. Like, after everything he's done, he has single-handedly kept the Survivor
relevant
afloat.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Rob was my introduction to Survivor. Obviously, shout out Andrew Yellow. I played, Minecraft Survivor, and that's what got me interested in Survivor. But what got me like really watching it and following it was watching Rob's podcast. So, I'm super excited to see him play. I was like 7 years old the last time he played. So I can actually watch him play live, and it's just exciting to see him. He's more mature. He's older now. Right. So I think he's going to bring that strategic mastermind that he had when he played in Amazon, when he played in All Stars, which in All Stars he got robbed because everyone was pre-gaming and he's not a pre-gamer. And I really appreciate that. So, with
also
all that,
he was never going to do good in All Stars because the original All Stars Survivor was such a tight-knit community because there were such few people to have actually played. And it was, it was obvious in the show that the older seasons had more time to like build real relationships in the real world. So they were never going to break off. And it's like, Rob was always going to be one of those people that went home like very early. The only reason Rupert got as far as he did was because Rupert got picked up.
Rupert. And he's Rupert. Yeah.
Well, he was fan favorite, so.
I
am a little surprised that Rob actually did get on. My thing with Rob was that I felt like his chances were going to be low, only because, they go for icons, legends, like people that are very recognizable, especially when it comes to the gamers. And Rob is extremely recognizable to the online community, but not necessarily for people that are just casual fans of Survivor. Yeah. So this felt very much like a niche pick, like a thank you to the fans. Like, we know our fan base pick.
Which is, claps for Peacock, because hell yeah. Like Rob was like one of the perfect people to cast here. Again, I can't stress enough. I know I sound like a broken record, but I can't stress enough how excited I am to see him on the show. Like, I think he needs his time to shine, and I think this is it.
It's been 22 years since he's competed on a show. Like, that's old. That's with 2004. Was the last time that his show. He competed in 2000. I know he competed in 2003, and it aired 2004. Like, he competed before the last recession. Shit, man. He competed, I think, like 2 years after 9/11. Like,
that's so insane to me to even think about, like,
different world.
Like, it's great. I was like in first grade. Like, that's so crazy now. Cool. But again, he's getting his shot, and I think he's gonna take it. He's gonna take it and run with it.
I hope that he does not get killed the first night. Like,
he's a traitor.
I think you think he's gonna be a traitor.
I think he's a traitor. There's no way you put a guy like this on a show who's so lovable that everyone knows and not make him a traitor. Putting him as a faithful is, yes, it'll work because everyone knows him. He's connected to almost everyone on the cast due to being this huge podcaster.
Yeah, you are right.
But putting him as a traitor, I think a lot of people, they see his face, he's familiar, they're going to want to trust him. And then he's going to be playing on the other side, and you get to really see his strategic mind at work. So I think he's a traitor. I would be very surprised if he ends up not being a traitor, but he's one of those people that I think is a lock-in for traitor.
I actually don't want to see him as a traitor, only because I think he would be very good at figuring out who is a traitor and who's a faithful.
He would be good at that.
Yeah, my thing with Rob is I see I just want him to have the chance to play. I want him to I would even not be as upset with him being banished first compared to being murdered first, because he has been waiting for so long to come back and do one of these things. And he loves the show. Like whenever he does his little mini Traitors games that he does, or when he's recapping the show, like he gets in a costume, he has a great time. Like he's fun. I expect him to go on and wear the most ridiculous costumes and just be fun.
Yes. I think if he really wanted to, you can actually dress him up like Cummings, like Alan Cummings. Just dress him up as like a second Alan Cummings. I think he would do it too. I think he would so be down for it. And I think that'd be amazing.
I see him bouncing off of Alan Cummings a lot. Like him, like, kind of taking the piss out of him.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a really exciting cast. I'm super excited for him.
Good luck, Rob. House of Traitors, I saw your comment. I'd love to see Shea Coulee, Valentina, and Bianca Del Rio. Bianca Del Rio was rumored for this season. She's someone that I wouldn't be surprised would do it. I think Shea and Valentina are great picks as well. But Bianca would be my top pick. Bianca she's fucking hilarious. All right, let's dive into the next Survivor. This is another person I think should have been on season 50, and I'm excited to see her. It's Natalie Anderson.
I agree.
Natalie is probably most well known. In a way, it's almost a shame, but I think that her performance on Winners at War has overshadowed what she did on both The Amazing Race and even on her original season where she won, where I felt like she played one of the best games we've seen a winner play and had one of the best stories. But the way that she dominated the Edge of Extinction was otherworldly. And I think she's going to be great in these challenges, like these missions. Like she's got these shields on lock. And again, I think Survivor made a mistake not putting her out there on the island.
Yeah, I agree 100% with that. Natalie's one of those people that if you were to put her on your Survivor Rushmore, like Mount Rushmore, I don't necessarily agree with that, but I wouldn't argue it, right? Because she's so iconic. She's such a great player. The thing is now is on The Amazing Race, she was known as like this villain. Like her and her sister revolutionized the game, right?
Yes.
On Survivor, she played more of a hero role, losing her loved one the first night, like first tribal council, and then going all the way to win. I hope that these players remember her not only for her Survivor gameplay, but for her Amazing Race gameplay. Because if they only remember her from Survivor, it's gonna be a field day for her. Because they're gonna think, oh, she's just like this bright spot. Like, yes, she's very strategic and all this other stuff, but she was like, her and her sister were very cruel on The Amazing Race. So I want to see that Natalie come out, the cruel Natalie, because I think she can go really far in this game if she plays cruel.
She would be a fantastic traitor because I don't see anybody I don't see anyone wanting to banish her. Because I'm telling you right now, she is going to be the one that earns the most amount of money for the faithfuls in these missions. And we've seen in past seasons that they don't want to vote off people that are good at the missions. She's a force. Like the way she did the coconut game on Survivor and didn't miss a beat. Like it's incredible. So I'm excited to see her on the screens again. I'm hearing that we might see her twin as well. There's talk about that because her twin is completely inactive on social media. So would
That
you
would be
be
awesome.
in favor of a double dose of Anderson?
I wouldn't mind it. So in the UK, they actually have done secret like couples, I would say, right? Secret duos. There was season 1 where they actually had a couple go in. And to be fair, like they did not look like they'd be a couple at all. So it was really cool. It was like Tom the magician, and I forgot his girlfriend's name. But it was really funny because Tom had to keep it a secret while this guy was flirting with his girlfriend the whole time. And and she was like, I'm going along with it because we can't be together. And it got to the point where he got so angry that he was like, oh, Alex, her name was Alex. He's like, oh, Alex is my girlfriend. He got up because this guy was flirting with his girlfriend so much to tell them like, stop flirting with my girlfriend. So that was really cool. And then in the UK version, there was actually a pair of sisters where one was a traitor and one wasn't. And then there was a mom and a son, and that they were amazing, the mom and the son. So bringing relatives, bringing couples, bringing duos, I think would be awesome for the show. I don't think they've implemented it yet in the US version. So being the Andersons, I'm all in for a double dose of Anderson. All in.
Yeah. And we haven't seen Nadia on anything. Like it's just been Natalie, and Nadia was a huge part of what made them so iconic on The Amazing Race.
Yeah.
I think it would be a really interesting way to see Natalie on the show. I do think it would put a little bit of a target on her back, but I would be here for it. So yeah, I'm wishing you luck. Oh,
I will say
Justin Jamal in the chat has said there was a secret twin. There was a twin secret duo in season 3.
Yes.
One was a traitor,
and that was the
one
sisters. Yeah, it was the sisters. They made the older sister a traitor. And the really good dynamic of it was that everyone was telling the little sister that the older sister was a traitor, and she was like, yes. Like she thought her sister was a traitor, but her connection with her sister made her not want to vote her. So the round table, look, I'm getting goosebumps because it was amazing. You have to watch the UK version of the Traitors. For me, that is prime Traitors. Nothing will beat it. That round table where she votes out her sister was so emotional, and you could tell. Yeah, she had to, because everyone was like, no, your sister is a traitor. And she's like, I believe you guys, but I don't want it to be true. So when her sister admits that she's a traitor, she just breaks down crying like, wow, like I was talking to a traitor this whole time. It was amazing.
This is my thing with that. Okay, why are you voting off your sister? And it has nothing to do with like,
hey, Sierra voted out her mom.
Oh, that shit. It's like, shut up. It's like, I don't think it's a smart game move. Like, forget about love and all that shit. Like, to me, if you vote off your sister or you vote off your mother, you're going to vote anyone off. I don't trust you anymore. Like, if I was in the game with my mom, whether I knew my mom was going home or my mom was a traitor or this or the third, I'm not voting you, because then I look like a total piece of shit. Like,
and it was
like, yeah.
You know, and it was funny because for that, there was 2 duels in season 3. There was 2 duels. One was very obvious, and the other one was a secret. And the secret was the mom and the son. And it was really funny because they actually expected the mom to be the mother of another player, and the other player was gone already. So she just agreed with it. Like, oh yeah, like that's my son. But her real son was still in the game the whole time. So
I do remember this now.
She was amazing. I can't remember her name for the life of me, but her son's name was Ethan, and they went very far in the game. It was amazing. Like, man, the UK version of the Traitors is really, really just phenomenal. Like, my favorite traitor of all seasons. I've seen Traitor France, I've seen Traitor Netherlands, I've seen New Zealand, Australia, US, and the UK. My favorite traitor was the traitor from season 3 of the UK.
Oh, well, I haven't seen.
Or excuse me, season 2, I think. Let me see.
I haven't seen any of them, but I should really watch them. But good luck, Natalie. I'm glad.
Natalie. I'm so happy she's there.
The last Survivor gamer, Jam Jam. So we talked about this on the last stream before we realized that we were fucked up. I'm noticing a pattern in Harry Clark.
Harry Clark, goated.
I
yes.
did see that clip.
I love him because he bamboozled the shit out of that girl. Like that was the most heck. I was like, what is she gonna do? What is she gonna do? What is she gonna do? I literally liked the last guy that left, and I liked him. I was more in favor of him because he's military. I'm military. So I was like, ooh, if he did it, and other people see, oh, the UK guy, you know, like he's military. Maybe we should get a military guy to play in the US because everyone trusted him because he told them he was military. What is the number one value of military? Loyalty, right? So you see that and he's playing it. He's telling everybody, like, I'm military. Like, why would I do this? Like, that doesn't make any sense. That goes against my morals. And he ended up winning the whole game. Oh, it was great. Harry was phenomenal. Harry's my favorite trader of all time. You have to sit down and watch that season.
I've seen that ending. I've seen that ending. Oh, Harry is in his photo. That's his profile picture.
Oh, yeah, that's Harry. Yeah, that is Harry. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was young too. He was, Justin just mentioned it in the comment. Yeah, he was 22 years old, but this guy played like he was 42. Like, it was phenomenal. I want to see him on another show. I'm surprised that you haven't gotten him on another show or put him in the US version of the Traitors. Do something. This guy needs to be on a show because he was just amazing.
He was who I thought Aaron was. I thought Aaron at first was him.
No, so Aaron was in season 1.
And then I saw he won. He was a faithful.
He won as a faithful. Yeah, he won as a faithful. And Aaron was so amazing because, real quick, just so that we can get back to this, but they bullied Aaron because Aaron has anxiety. So in the round table, he would stutter a lot. Yeah, he would stutter a lot, and he'd be like, and they'd be like, why are you stuttering? Why are you stuttering? To the point where he had to, I
would not have seen him do that.
Yeah, it was to the point where he had to stand up and walk out of the room because they were bullying him so much.
Mm-hmm.
He had to stand out, walk out, like cry a little bit, and he came back because he was so stressed. And the thing is, like, obviously, when you act like that, that's traitor tendencies. Like, but you know, he killed it, and I think that was the reason why they probably put him on Love Island because he was so lovable in the Traitors.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, so I gotta watch his season. I'm probably
watch
gonna
it.
do that later.
BBC iPlayer, that's what it's called. Use that and just use a VPN. I'm telling you, it's a phenomenal television.
I'm gonna do that. But what I was saying was that I'm noticing a pattern with their casting that they seem to be casting people that either were the same season as someone else or that know someone else. Part of me thinks it's because they're not as well versed. Like the people running Peacock or running this casting process are not as well versed with the gamer reality shows as they are with like the housewife shows or the other stuff. Because we have Jam Jam, who is, besties with Kara List. I think they're besties now. I remember they had a public fight.
Yes.
And then
I think they're close now.
And then Bob and Pep are both very close with Monet, and are both very close with each other. Natalie is besties with Jeremy, and was in the final 3 with Tony. It's like there seems to be
and there's some people that we'll talk about later that also have ties to people in the past.
So it's very interesting. I will say with Jam Jam, I am just so surprised he is not in he's not on Survivor 50. I'm like, why? Like, there was 12 people they picked from the new era, and they didn't pick him when it's like poop in the ocean. That's like the first thing I think of with the new era.
Yeah, I think they don't get me wrong, I love Kyle. Kyle was my winner pick, and that was like the first time. Well, actually, I've actually gotten my winner picks right every single time, which has been weird. But Kyle, it's too soon for him to come back. So I thought that Jam Jam would have been the perfect representation of the new era when it comes to winners. Because Dee, it's already been 3-4 seasons since she's played. Jam Jam would be around the same thing. So it gives them about 2 years to really build a profile outside of the game. Kyle is like, 48. We just saw you win. Okay, cool. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Carolyn not being in 50 is absolutely.
My thing is, if you don't put Carolyn on, I feel like Jam Jam is the alternate,
Yes.
It's just very weird. I will always remember Jam Jam's final tribal because I thought he made a very compelling argument. I may not have had immunity, but I could talk.
Bam. And that's why I think he's going to be so phenomenal at this game. He used his humor as a weapon, and he used that weapon so efficiently, it got him to win Survivor 44. When you have these characters, right? Like you look at Tony, you look at Jeremy, these are guys that can talk. Sandra can talk. These people can talk. They're not, you don't see the comp beasts of Survivor on these shows. You know, like Jeremy, you could be considered a comp beast, but he was very good with his words. Jam Jam is one of those as well. I actually, if I ever got on Survivor, I would definitely model my game after Jam Jam because of that. Being social, being able to use your words as a weapon is so crucial in games like this. Like seeing Jam Jam as a traitor would be so funny. It would be so funny because his confessionals, I love them. I thought he was so funny. Again, this is me being biased because he's Boricua, he's Puerto Rican, and I'm Puerto Rican too. But I just loved his confessionals. I thought he was very entertaining. I think this was a really good pick. I know we were talking about the connections and how this is kind of like a form of nepotism, but I think it's the right way. Like I think they're going the right way about it and adding the right people.
I don't think nepotism is the right word. I think it's more so that
connections.
They probably make connections, but I also think they probably asked for opinions, like who are people that we should reach out to, and they probably suggested these people, and that I think that's just right. How they do their casting for this type of show.
Yeah, that actually makes more sense. Yeah.
Oh, use the wrong word. Nate is not a fan. Nate says, "I hope he gets banished." If I had to pick a survivor to be a traitor, I still would pick. I think entertainment. Natalie's still my pick, but who I think would be the best traitor would be Natalie, especially if her twin is in there. But I do think Jam Jam would be a very entertaining traitor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Be good at it.
Yeah, I think he'd be phenomenal at it, and this is totally not biased. Let's see.
If he does better than Carolyn did and is a traitor, I actually think Carolyn's performance is going to hurt him because after the way Carolyn was, I feel like people are going to be looking for someone that is totally obviously not a traitor and assume that they are a traitor. And Jam Jam is one of those people that I see being looked at that way.
I agree. So it might actually hinder him if he's a traitor. If he's a faithful, it's actually going to be pretty interesting as well. But I don't know. I people that I think would be a lock to be a traitor.
For him, I would rather him be a faithful. I would personally prefer that.
Okay. But yeah, it'll be interesting regardless. He's good television.
Yeah. So moving over to Big Brother, we have two Big Brother players. The first one, he's been like MIA since competing on the worst season of Big Brother ever.
Oh my gosh, fucking tragic.
Another connection to Janelle and Dan and Brittany from season 14. Yeah, I'm glad that he's here because his return was so fucked over by that terrible pregame alliance.
Jesus, bro, shit's
All Stars 2.
Which is why a lot of people hate Cody. I personally like Cody, but I totally understand that he was the catalyst of the shitty 22.
It wasn't even him, it was Derek. I mean, I was the one that leaked. I had to delete it because I was going through the casting for a show. But I wish I still had it up. Like Nicole Franzel fully Karen'd on Dan and Derek because they were pre-gaming and they made this whole pre-game alliance set up to win with their besties. Nicole wasn't going to be on the cast. She Karen'd on them so she could get a spot on the cast. Mm-hmm. And it's like the remainder people that took the spots, like Memphis, who was not going to be on there originally, just filled in the gaps. And they all did this pre-game alliance and they ran the whole season. And it was ridiculous.
So I actually, to go back to this, and I find it really interesting. There's definitely a Big Brother player that has not been announced. Because if you see the pattern, they usually do 3 gamers from one game show and 3 gamers from the other game show. And right now, I think we have 2 Big Brother players confirmed.
There's
right now.
2 from Big Brother and there's 3 from Survivor. So maybe there's one more in the wings.
Exactly. So I think there's another Big Brother player that we don't know yet.
Who
Really
should it be?
interesting
I
to
mean,
see.
it looks like they're going for 1 to 2 time players. So and it looks like they're
Ready?
Oh, who?
Jason Guy.
Jason Guy.
Jason Guy.
What
Jason
makes
Guy.
him Jason?
We have connection to Danielle.
Oh, you're right.
Still, yeah. Also, Biased, my favorite Big Brother player of all time. Just saying.
He's a good. Yeah, he'd be a good choice.
But he's still on television because he's a newscaster, anchor, or whatever, or reporter for the Orlando News, which I see all the time because I'm from Orlando. So he's still on television. He can still talk. He is still very active in the community. He had his own podcast with Danielle, things like that. I would love to see Jason here. I wouldn't be surprised if he's the third Big Brother player and they haven't announced him, because that would be such a big thing. You know how Rob Cesternino is that niche player for Survivor? I think Jason Guy will be that niche player for Big Brother.
He would be great. I remember at first he couldn't do anything with Big Brother because of the, you know, ties to the news anchor, but he like started embracing it a little bit more, and I think it's looked at in a much more positive light now after all the bullshit that went on like during the 2010s for Big Brother. I also think the Traitors is a much more enticing thing to do. Like, it doesn't really hurt your public image, I don't think. So I did just look at his social media, and he is still active. Like, he was just on the news yesterday. So we'll
also
see.
One of the comments too, that's a really big one, guy. That's another guy I would put. Kaser would be another phenomenal one on this.
His name was going around at first. Like, people were saying that Kaser was on. I mean, most of that list.
Kaser would be so good. He needs to wear his FBI hat. He needs to wear his FBI hat if he's on this show.
Oh my God, Kaser. Kaser is just so funny to me. I want to see him do good on a show.
Yeah,
it would be terrible.
Going back to Ian though, I think Kaser going. I think if Kaser's on the show, he's going to do really well. But going back to Ian, right? Ian, there's a comment here as well that Ian beat Dan Giesley, right? So he kind of has this like high pedestal, right? I don't think he'd be a good trader at all.
No,
I also don't think Dan was awful in his game. I think Dan played an anti-jury game. But that doesn't mean it was awful. I think Dan was the most brutal player to play against. I think if it was modern Big Brother, Dan actually would have won, just because a lot of people value strategic gameplay now more than building connections. At least that's what it looks like with the new era when it comes to Survivor and Big Brother. So I think Dan would have won, but Ian was just so likable. Ian had this true underdog story. Ian was supposed to be out final 6. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, Dan was pretty bad at Traitors, not at BB. But I think Ian is just an awesome person. I think this is his redemption arc. I think Ian as a faithful would be freaking phenomenal. I think it'd be really funny for him to be a traitor, because I don't know if he'd be able to handle it. He kind of has these mannerisms and stuff. He's kind of like the Sheldon of Big Brother, right? So I think it'd be very hard for him to hide that he's a traitor, but who knows? It could be awesome. He's good television. I think he's super awesome when he shows his energy. So he's older now. I don't know. I'm really excited to see Ian. Yeah, I'm really excited to see Ian. I really am.
He's really good at sniffing out what's going on. And like, I remember when he had that moment of clarity during All Stars 2, where he figured out Cody and Nicole are running the whole thing, and these are the people in the alliance, and we're screwed. The problem was he didn't get off his ass and do anything about it. And I mean, there wasn't a whole lot for him to do, but this is where he needs to like redeem himself a little bit and show that, okay, you actually still got it. And it was just, you were stuck with a bad group. But I'm excited for Ian, and
me too.
We'll see how he does. Next one, our last gamer, we have Tiffany, one of the new school players. He just has to play a similar game as Dylan did. Oh, Dylan Efron, you mean?
Oh, Dylan Efron was my fucking favorite. He's an Efron. I love Efrons. So
Tiffany was famous for leading the cookout in Big Brother.
Yes.
She's
Cookout
an
queen.
amazing strategist. Unfortunately, it seems the fan base turned on her a little bit, which is so stupid to me. She was also on the challenge. I did watch her on both seasons of the challenge. I'm excited to see how she is. It's been a couple of years now since we've seen her in action. So what do you think about Tiffany?
I think Tiffany's also an amazing addition to this show. Just the strategic powerhouse that she is, the social powerhouse that she is. When you add these gamers into this show, it should be social gamers, and she is the epitome of social gamers to create the cookout. I think even better, it showed her character in BB23 that she was willing to sacrifice her game for a greater cause. And I think a lot of people will remember that and want to work with her. I really believe, and this might be a hot take, but I do believe that Tiffany is the Cirie of Big Brother, where everyone loves her. Everyone wants to work with her. She's very loving. She has that mother aura, but at the same time, she can be your best friend. And I think that's like really, really big, because we all know mothers and dads don't win Big Brother. They don't really win Survivor like that, right? So the fact that she can play your best friend, but she can also be that warm mother figure, her as a traitor would be fucking crazy because she has that. But I think that's going to be bad for her because everyone saw how Cirie played the game, and she's very similar to Cirie. So if someone catches on to that, I think that she could be screwed if she ends up being a traitor.
Yeah, I agree with you that she has a lot of similarities to Cirie. I mean, we were saying this earlier when we didn't even realize we weren't on stream, but I see her as a more aggressive version of Cirie. And when I say aggressive, I mean like she plays a lot more direct. Cirie likes to have other people do her dirty work, whereas Tiffany likes to be the one to get the job done. Like the whole reason why, or at least their bullshit reason why they got her out first in the cookout, was because she wanted the HOH again. And when I watched her on the Challenge USA, she was very directive. We need to put this person in the bottom. I'm not going in the bottom. I'm going against the vets. So I really fucks with her style of play, especially since she's an older woman and you don't typically see that type of gameplay from the older like players on these shows. In my eyes, she's one of the best Big Brother people we've ever seen. And if she didn't have to carry this burden of righting a 20-year wrong of no black people winning Big Brother, she could have easily won that show. Sticking with Claire and
Derek X.
Yeah, it's like she had to help them. And in my eyes, she's the reason why X even won. So.
Yeah. Oh, 1000%. Let's be real here. You think X would have won that season? Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real here. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And actually, it's actually really funny. You mentioned that she's aggressive. That kind of reminds me of like Danielle, right? Like she can be like a mixture of Cirie and Danielle. And I'm not just saying that obviously because she's African American and so are they. I'm saying that more because her play style kind of is a mixture of both of them, where she gets her shit done. She knows what she wants to do, gets her shit done Danielle style, but she's good at manipulating and being warm and social like Cirie.
I think she is a lot. I think she has a lot more. Now that you mention it, I do think she has a lot more similarities to Danielle. I also see her having similarities to Sandra from Survivor. Sandra was really good at being a like nonchalant type of person, and when you have someone like that on the show, that's why you trust them, because they are just so nonchalant. And that's what Tiffany's personality is. She's very nonchalant. I've met her in person, and I said this earlier that I've met Survivor alums, Jam one of them. I find a lot of Survivor alums to be a little standoffish, maybe feel they're better because they were on the show. I don't know. A lot of Big Brother people I've met have been great. And Tiffany's one of her, Azza, Hannah, basically all the cookout people, Kyland, I've had amazing experiences with, and I can totally see why Tiffany did so well, because she's very easy to talk to, the same way that I think Sandra is very easy to talk to.
I agree with that 100%.
A lot of players like Johnny Banana. We're talking about MTV. Well, there's a reason why none of them are on this cast. And I said this earlier when we weren't on stream, but I don't really care for MTV people. The last challenge that I watched was actually USA, which was what Tiffany was on. I can't stand these people. They go on the show, they talk shit, they think they're better. Cara Maria is one of them. Cara Maria was just on another show. I know this, and she was a fucking asshole to everyone that was not a celebrity. So,
who's Cara Marie dating again?
Pauly Calafiori.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's your little inside scoop, is that Cara Maria was just on a show and she did not win. Yeah. And she was a fucking asshole to everyone that was not a reality star.
They do be like that.
Yeah, so anyway. And I'm glad I didn't I almost competed with her. I'm glad I didn't, because I would have cussed that bitch out. Also, I think she's slightly MAGA. I think that she is MAGA now.
That's yikes.
Yeah. Well, good luck, Tiffany. All right, so moving on to our next person. We'll stay in the family of people. Oh, I'll do Love Island first. Let's talk about Rob. Let's talk about Rob Rausch. This is the last person that I have a lot of experience watching. Everyone else I like either somewhat know or like I kind of know. Rob was just announced a little bit before we started the stream. He was an obvious one, I'm leaning more towards he doesn't know what the Traitors is, but because he's a part of Peacock with Love Island, they kind of just dumped him in here and he said yes. It makes total sense to me because they're doing the Love Island spinoff with all the people from his season, and his absence is very glaring. Like, he was one of the stars of the show, and it's very obvious that they replaced him with Connor, who Connor was another ex of Leah's. On his season, he was very well known for his relationship with Leah. It was like the epitome of like a toxic relationship. I'm excited to see how he is on this season. We'll see if he throws a temper tantrum again and gets naked and jumps in the hot tub out of frustration. If the round table doesn't go the way. I'm telling you, this guy was fucking crazy on Love Island. Like,
from what you've told me, it sounds like he was fucking insane. So
yeah, it was fun, but then everyone was lusting for him and like wanting to fuck him, and it's like,
I mean, man, looks kill, man. Sometimes looks, you just can't. Sometimes you can overlook the personality. I mean, I don't see it, right? I'm also like, I'm heterosexual, but I don't really see it. Like, I think he's like handsome, but like, he's not. I
just will never get over him like going over to Leah and like them having a conversation when after he was with Leah and they were together, and then this girl came in as part of the bombshell twist, and he is the one that started, like, Leah said, it's fine if you want to be with her, just like let me know, and he went behind her back and in one of the games like started making out with her, and then he fully like left her out to dry where she could have easily been eliminated, and he never gave her a reason, and then he tried acting like he was the victim, and just like after his fight with her, he just like randomly like walked away and like got naked and jumped into the hot tub and like in front while everyone's watching. It was just the weirdest thing I had ever seen in my life. And then he like was watching everyone from like the bottom of the pool for like the rest of the night. Like, he's just so fucking funny to me.
I'm excited to see him from what you've told me. I don't really have much to say about him. I don't watch Love Island, though I had a friend on the Love Island, which is really funny, but I don't watch Love Island.
Oh, so. Justin just said, and I don't watch it. Last season was the only one I could watch because it was really funny. This one has been boring. Sorry, Sophie, but this season's been boring the shit out of me. Danielle said on a podcast that Bachelor people are like gamers. Do we think Love Island is the same? No. And I'll tell you why.
No, I agree with you.
The Bachelor has a lot of pageant people on. The cycle of people that get pushed towards the Bachelor, to me, are very similar to the people that get pushed to Big Brother. Yeah. Like, it's very well established people. It's not. I wouldn't say. there are clout chasers, but I wouldn't say it's to the level of Love Island. Love Island is literally plucking college kids or
horny,
like,
just anyone that's horny, man. Horny and
or
good looking. Let's be real here.
Horny, but like influencer. A lot of them are clout chasing. Like I have friends that want to do Love Island, and like all of them, they want the fame. They want to, and they want to fuck hot people. Like that's what they're doing Love Island for. So it's a very different caliber of people. Justin, I could totally see that where The Bachelor has has a lot more gamer energy. At Love Island, I don't see that. I really don't see that. We have yet to see a Love Island. Well, some Love Island people, though, like the Love Island people that did the challenge, I would say if any of them come on, it's different. But Rob is not one of those people.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be a great villain. Maybe give some Tom Sandoval energy. I feel like he should be a faithful. I don't see him being a traitor.
Yeah, I feel like he'd be that guy that's kind of lost of what's going on. I don't know. He just gives me the pretty boy vibe. I could be completely wrong, right? But yeah, I just don't know. He'd probably be like the Ryan Lochte of the season, just not knowing what the fuck is going on.
He's going to be more like Tom Sandoval.
Okay, cool. Okay, very polarizing. Tom was amazing television. I think that guy's a douchebag, but total awesome television.
Yeah. Nate said, "Boy who cries wolf." He's very boy who cries wolf.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Rob would be a good trader. Rob is, if you don't know anything about Rob, go watch. He has a very famous podcast. Rob is a podcast, and he also.
I think he's talking about this Rob.
Oh, this Rob. So, I forgot.
Would not be a good trader at all.
This guy. Oh my god! If he was a trader, I don't know. I think this is someone that you put as a faithful. If he was a traitor, I really don't know what he would do. Like he would be someone, who he'd be like? He'd be like Christian on the first season, where he was just kind of like trying to be chaotic, and like he didn't really have a game plan. He'd be a terrible traitor, but it probably would be entertaining. Like imagining him, Monet X Change, and oh my god, if the killer is on this season.
Oh my god, which we will definitely talk about the killer.
That would be a crazy combination, but I don't think I don't think he'd be a good trader as in like a good player, but maybe an entertaining trader.
For sure.
All right, so let's move on. This is the last person that I have watched on TV and that I know a lot about, which is Lisa Rinna.
I have no idea who she is. She just looks like Kris Jenner to me. I'm sorry. But
same boat, very similar boat.
Okay, cool. I'm always down for the housewives, even though I don't watch the show. So I'm always down for them. So I'm going to say the same thing for every single one for them. I'm down for them.
Unfortunately, the most I know about her is her appearance on Celebrity Apprentice. I hate to admit it. I got to say this too. I love Celebrity Apprentice, and I understand that Trump is a piece of shit. I'm sorry to any of my actually, I'm really not sorry, but I'm saying I am, but I'm really not. But I get that Trump's a piece of shit, but like, can I watch back some of the old Celebrity Apprentice with like Joan Rivers? Like, I never watched it for Donald Trump. I watched it like when he fired her because she got lip injections. It was the dumbest shit I had ever seen in my life. And she was taking on, I think she was on the same season as Nene Leakes, and she was taking on Nene and Star Jones. Like it was. Lisa is television gold. There's a lot of
I want to look her up to see what else she's been in. Because her name is very familiar.
She used to be an actress. She's married to a very famous, I think, director.
Oh, she was in Days of Our Lives. That's why she looks familiar.
Yes. Yeah, she did the All-Star. Okay. She did Terrible the first time, and then she did All-Stars, and she was the last woman that was standing.
Oh, she was in American Horror Story as well.
Yeah, she was. She's very famous. Like she's a famous meme, a famous like a famous like gay icon, I would say.
Hell yeah. We love that.
My least favorite housewife, but is entertaining and is an actress. Oh, and you know what's funny too is that she was just on Drag Race Canada, and they did a skit.
She was.
Yeah, they did a skit parodying the Traitors. So maybe that was like her little hint that she was going to go on.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
She also accused someone on Housewives of doing coke in the bathroom.
Oh shit, that's actually funny as hell.
Oh,
We love that.
I love
that.
that. Oh, that is so good. She called someone a cokehead. That is great. Yeah, she is gonna be great.
She was TV. Billy. I'm sorry, Days of Our Lives I've seen. So I'm like, oh, she was Billy.
There you go. There's Billy.
All right, cool. That's cool. I like that.
I just hope there's not housewife hunting again. I hope if there is, it's not her. Like, leave her. Hell, you can take Dorinda again. I don't give a shit. Like, just leave her in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, good luck to you, Lisa Rinna. I know there's a lot of people that love you, and I'm sorry that I don't know more about you. I'm familiar with your talent, but I need to see more of it, and I'm excited to get to know you. The next housewife, we're just going to knock all the housewives out. I do know her. So next is Porsha from Atlanta. Now, I watch Atlanta, and I've seen things with Porsha, but I don't. But it's like, and she also did Celebrity Apprentice, but she did it when Arnold Schwarzenegger took over.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. My thing with Porsha, I know it's whenever I watch stuff, like Portia's there and Porsha does get into some drama, but to me, she's always overshadowed by like Kenya, who Kenya would be good on this. And when Nene was there and Candy, it's like Portia's not like the top person you would get from Atlanta, but she is like a mainstay. Like I think like the main characters of like Atlanta would be like Phaedra, Sheree, Nene, Candy, Kim Zolciak. I wouldn't even say that. What's her name? The one that was on Got to Get Out. That one, Cynthia. I don't even think Cynthia would be. But I do think Porsha is a good pick.
Okay.
I want to see if Nene is on here with her. Nene Leakes would be so good. Do you know anything about Nene Leakes?
I don't know anything about any of the housewives. I don't watch the Housewives.
Nene Leakes is the one with the short blonde hair. I'm sure you've seen.
I've definitely probably seen them because I watch so many reality television that there's no way. Like looking at Porsha, she looks familiar. Lisa Rinna looks familiar. So I definitely have seen them, but I don't know anything about them.
Sheree, what advice is Sheree giving?
Wait.
I wouldn't take any advice from Sheree, but Phaedra would give some good advice.
Hold on.
Did you just realize something?
She thought the Underground Railroad was an actual train system.
Yes, she did. I remember that.
Yeah, we need people
Porsha.
like that.
Porsha.
We need people like that.
Porsha's like one of those people that thinks she's more of a badass than she is. Like I remember she showed up to one of the reunions and she was dressed as like the evil queen from Snow White, and then like nothing about the reunion was about her. like she was not relevant at all. Oh my god.
Funny.
I agree with this. She's gonna be like Robin from last season, where she's like just shouting out wrong things.
Definitely,
this is another person. She's not someone you make a traitor. She should be a faithful, and she'll be a funny faithful.
That's funny.
Yeah. Well, good luck to you, Porsha. So, and then next one, I don't know. I know nothing about her. Candiace.
I have no idea who she is either.
I don't know.
Is she related to Angela Bassett?
That was the first thing that I thought.
I'm so sorry, guys. I really don't know anything about the Housewives.
No, she's a beauty queen. She's from Housewives of Potomac. Like I don't watch Potomac.
Yeah, but there's been a couple. Wasn't Robin from Potomac?
Yeah, and see, I didn't know anything about Robin.
Okay.
Like
her mouth will get her into trouble. Does not give two craps. Okay, we like that. We love that. We love messy messy women in this show. We just love it. You know what they should do? The Real House Husbands. We should have a Real House Husbands. I know that doesn't exist, but that'd be really cool. That'd be really awesome to see. So we can have the Real Housewives and the Real House Husbands battle it out.
Well, they tried something like that. They tried a gay version where they did the Real Gays of WeHo, but they picked the most unlikable gays ever. Like they picked these gays that, like, Todrick Hall. Todrick Hall is not someone you want.
Todrick. Yeah, okay.
No, the Todrick is fucking obnoxious. Like, you don't want someone like, the thing with the housewives is the housewives are funny and they're slightly bad people, but they're funny and like they're genuine. Like when they do stuff like them, it felt like they were putting something on, and most of them were genuinely bad people. This one, I'm looking right now. She served a tenure in the White House for public engagement in international government affairs for Barack Obama. And she was a staffer for his reelection.
Okay.
So this is
bad
giving...
bitch.
Is she like a
bad bitch?
Now, the whole The Housewives is pick. Yeah, I was just about to say that.
She's
I'm
super
looking
smart
at her
and eats up
resume.
reunions, so she will destroy a round table. She would be a more strategic.
This is giving me more Phaedra, where she could
we
be like,
love that.
Eats up reunions. She sounds like a Phaedra, a more strategic Phaedra. She also fancies herself a singer, but she's no stranger to drama. She was on the other end of an assault, and she got no viewer sympathy.
Jeez.
I'm trying to think if I've ever seen a clip of her, because I feel like I'm looking at her face more, and I feel like I've seen something of her, like some type of clip. But maybe she'll be maybe she'll be a good traitor.
That would be. I mean, definitely, we're gonna see a housewife be a traitor.
Well, especially after last season, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Dorinda might be a traitor.
I don't want that. I don't want them to do that, though.
I don't either, but I feel like that's going to be what she negotiates. She's going to say, I'll come back, but I want to be a traitor.
Make Candiace a traitor. I think she would be perfect.
She would be a good traitor from what I'm seeing about her.
Yeah.
I do think, though, that between all the housewives, she's the best one. The rest of them I don't want as traitors. Monique versus Candiace. Let me look that up really fast and see if I've seen this fight. I'll know.
Nate, I can agree with you. I think it might be too obvious if she's like the really smart one out of all the housewives.
Yeah, it would be. It also might not be as entertaining. Oh, I have seen this fight before.
Wait, let me see. Monique versus. Okay, I'm gonna look it up too.
I have seen this fight before where she has that long ass ponytail and the yellow. This was during one of the reunions. I do remember this fight.
Oh my God! Yes, I remember this too.
I have seen.
Okay, I have seen that. Okay. Oh wow, I love this. This is great. They picked amazing housewives.
well, good luck, Candiace. Next up, I don't know her, but I do know her son and her possible daughter-in-law. They got Travis Kelce's mom.
Can I talk about this?
Yeah.
Sleeper pick. Now, let me explain why. She has two sons that competed against each other in the Super Bowl. She played it so well that she loves both sons equally. We all know that's not true. However, Donna is that what the fuck pick. Every season has that what the fuck pick, right? Ryan Lochte. I can't think of season 3 right now. I just remember Ryan because Ryan was just so clueless.
Well, Ryan Lochte, I didn't find that to be so far-fetched because he runs the reality TV circuit where he goes on a bunch of different shows.
That is true. I think so. We always need to have that old, lovable mother. And I think Donna is going to fit that role perfectly. Now, I'm telling you this right now. It would be fucking television if she was a traitor. It would be television.
Oh, I could see them making her a traitor.
I personally, I look at her, I know what, right? This is so crazy. I would fucking love that. I definitely want her to play this game. I'm so excited that she gets the spotlight now. It's going to be really funny because obviously everyone knows her for her kids, but now she gets to step in the limelight. And I think I'm thinking about it more in a positive way, right? Like I understand like, oh, she's in the spotlight because 2 of her sons are in the NFL, and specifically one of them is dating one of the biggest pop stars of all time. But, you know, it shows the way her kids are, shows how she was as a mother. And I think her kids very well spoken. I watch their podcast, so they're very well spoken. They're very educated, right? They're really good people. So that just shows a reflection of her. So I'm actually super excited to see her. Me being the sports guy here, you probably have nothing to say about her other than knowing that she's Taylor Swift's future mother-in-law. But
no,
for
so
me, it's like
I know that she's Travis Kelce's
yeah.
mom. I'm not even really a Swiftie.
Yeah. Oh, but you know, a lot of people know her because of the, you know, the video clips of her and Taylor celebrating him, you know, scoring touchdowns and stuff like that.
But I haven't seen that.
Honestly, yeah, and honestly, it's just gonna be awesome to see her from the sports perspective. Like, I am rooting for her as a sports person. I am wearing a Mets shirt. Like, sports is everything. I love that they have sports people on every season of the Traitors. It's just really funny that this time the sports person is not the direct athlete; it's a relative of the athlete. So
I just realized you are wearing a Mets shirt, and
yes, sir.
I mean, Mets are my state, so I'm good with you. I'm not anti-Mets.
No, you're a Yankees fan.
But I'm more. You're not a Yankees fan?
No, I'm a Mets fan. Best team in baseball right now. And right now.
I mean, yeah, they are right now.
But yeah, no, I've always liked the lesser New York teams. And funny enough, like coming back to Donna, I absolutely love both of her sons. Like, again, I watched their podcast. I think they're amazing players. They're both future Hall of Famers. And it only shows to Donna. So I am super excited for this. I looked at it and I said, what the fuck? I had to like refresh the screen because I was like, there's no way that's real. But the fact that it's real is so awesome. And I hope she paves the way for other celebrity family members to get on shows.
She's very Dylan Efron of a pick of them.
Very Dylan Efron.
Part of me is like, she should be a traitor. It's a little obvious that she would be a traitor, but I feel like you still need to do it. You know, like I think that there's a very high chance that she is a traitor. Someone said, I'm curious if she's like a fan of the show. Maybe, but either way, this is a very exciting pick.
I also think
she's 72 years old.
Yeah, and I also think she has the advantage because let's be real here. You think everyone knows who she is?
No, they're not.
No one knows. She's gonna walk in and she's gonna say, "My son is an NFL player," right? Yeah. And she's gonna say who her son is, and I bet you all the dudes in the thing that watch sports are gonna want to be with her because they're gonna be like, "Oh, your son plays NFL. I know your son. I basically know you, right?" I know that sounds stupid, but a lot of guys think that way. Like, they're gonna see her and be like, "Oh my God, that's Travis Kelce's mom." Like, really? Are you really Travis Kelce's mom? Like, are you really Jason Kelce's mom? Yes, I would love to play this game with her. So
she's like a blank slate.
Yeah, the girlies would definitely know who Travis Kelce is. So
yeah, they will.
Yeah.
She's like a blank slate to me. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what she brings.
Hell yeah.
The next
no bad things for Mama Kelsey.
Yeah, none at all. The next person, I know slightly about him. Okay. It's Colton Underwood. Colton
no
Underwood.
Idea who he is.
That is such an interesting choice. So Colton Underwood, someone stop me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that this is I'm correct. I just double checked. So this guy was the Bachelor for season, I think it was like 23. And after the show ended, he came out as being gay.
Oh, wow.
It was this whole thing where it was like, yeah, sorry guys, I was gay.
I mean, shit. I mean, dealing with all those girls and still not finding one. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, man. Like, honestly, that's good for him. That's good for him that he came out, and it's gonna be interesting to watch him play because, you know.
But that's not all though. There was also controversy. I think there was something about him. I think it was like he did something. He stalked someone. I need to double check this, but
it says it right here. It's Justin just commented it. So if you want to highlight that comment.
Colton is gay and tracked the girl. Yes, this is it. Colton is gay and tracked the girl he picked as the bachelor and tracked her unknowingly with GPS on her car. They were charges. Yes, I remember that.
Jesus,
like Gabby, but the other way around. Yeah, it is very similar to Gabby. I just realized that. Well, because no, it is the same thing as Gabby, because Gabby was also on the show, but Gabby then became a lesbian. He's married as an older man and he has kids. Yeah. I remember when that whole situation went down. It was crazy. So
I didn't know about that.
He has a restraining order filed against him, alleging that he stalked her outside Los Angeles apartment and her parents' Huntington Beach house. He sent harassing text messages to her using an anonymous number and installed a tracking device under her car. That's crazy.
That is actually fucking wild.
And he's on the show.
Well, fuck it, man. Let's see him. Let's see him run it. Maybe his stalker tendencies gets him to the Traitors.
To me, I like this. Like, there's some very like bad names going around right now that are possibly on the show. Quite a few. I've seen even more than the one that we're going to talk about. But this I'm fine with. Like someone doing like stalking. I mean, I'm not okay that he stalked her and did whatever. But like it was nothing like lethal, and obviously like it's been a couple years. Like to me, it makes sense that someone like this would be on. Like I akin this to like
makes sense.
Tom Sandoval being a cheater.
Yeah, like slight controversy, but it's like they're not a murderer.
Kind of
they're not a murderer, but wait till later, guys.
Like you're kind of a bad person, but not like, you know, a murderer. Like I'm good with that, you know.
He had his moment of weakness. How about that?
His moment of weakness.
Nicest way of saying it. Yeah.
I'm dead at that.
Okay, cool.
By the way, can y'all like up this video? I just checked and there's 0 likes. Someone give a like to this damn video, okay? Thank you. Someone said, LMAO, this is an awful take. I'm sorry, but I don't really have a problem with him with all the like I don't have a problem with him being on the show. Like I feel like the Traitors, the whole idea behind this is that you kind of need to be a little bit of a bad person, and it is a little interesting, or a gamer, and it is a little interesting to see someone with bad, you know, publicity or like a little bit of bad.
Oh, it was kind of like Britney Spears' boyfriend last season. Like he had this whole strike out on her, and they put him on the show. I mean, he didn't do shit,
and he was
but
fine.
Like,
he was fine.
I mean, it's
I remember that.
I mean, I guess maybe this is a redemption story for Colton. Who knows? Like,
well, I remember watching that live stream of when he didn't break into her house, but he went into her house and they had this whole fight on Instagram Live, him and Britney Spears. What was that guy's name?
Oh, wow.
Sam?
Sam.
It was crazy. Yeah. Colton, I've never watched him, so it's like I have no idea. He also showered a lot. Take that as you will.
I have no idea what that means, but
I don't know either. But maybe he's dirty. Maybe that's why. I don't know. But good luck, Colton. Just don't stalk anybody.
Yeah, please.
That's all I suggest.
No
Next
more
up,
restraining orders.
Yeah, please. Next up, I don't know anything about him. I don't know who.
He looks very familiar, but I don't remember. I'm actually going to look him up right now because this guy looks very familiar. I don't know if he's just in Dancing with the Stars. I think he was also a musician. I could be very wrong.
What is going on with his hair? But like seriously, what is going on? It looks like he has it looks like his hair is his hair in the second picture, and he's wearing a mop on his head in the first picture. Like that's what this looks like. Yeah,
he is just from Dancing with the Stars. He is just one of the dancers, one of the choreographers. I'm trying to see who he's danced with that we might know. Christy Yamaguchi, I know who that is. Kim Kardashian. He was the one that danced with Kim Kardashian.
He was Kim's partner?
Shannon DeHardy, rest in peace. Melissa Joan Hart. Christina Milian.
Isn't that the Judge Milian?
And Charlie D'Amelio. And he actually won with Charlie D'Amelio.
Krista Milian was on Dancing with the Stars?
Was on season 17. Yes.
I didn't know that Judge Milian did. Oh no, it's not. That's not Judge Milian. That's
Christina Milian is from the Nick Cannon movies. She's known for like being the it girl.
Yeah.
or the girl next door. But yeah, he won with Charlie D'Amelio, so that's pretty cool.
He won with Christy too, apparently. Yeah, I know nothing. I know nothing about him. I'm not. He was kind of a snooze. Like this is like, okay, we're gonna get someone from Dancing with the Stars. We're gonna have,
because we had Max and stuff.
They need like a nice guy on there. This is like, I don't even remember the name. Wells. This is like putting Wells on there. Just send them home, and that inconsequential. His hair, I just can't get over how bad his hair looks in that first picture. Like, it's terrible. It looks like a bad wig.
Yeah.
And he's got that piss and shit hair color where he's got some pee.
The piss and shit hair color is crazy. Yeah. That is wild.
I know a ton of people with the piss and shit hair color where they try to do an ombre, and it's just like, it looks like you have piss and shit in your hair. Like you tried to dye it blonde, and it's like bright yellow. And then you've got your dark, and then your hair is already dark, and now it's darker, and it just looks like someone shit in your head. So you got piss and shit. And you know what? It sounds like that's how he's going to be on the show, piss and shit, ready to get flushed down the toilet.
Yeah, maybe this guy's the secret winner. Who knows, right?
Maybe. I hope not.
Yeah.
Well, good luck to you, sir. Next up is, I don't know who this is.
I know who he is. He is a Korean pop singer. He was in the group Cloud9. I actually have a fun fact about him. He is actually friends and has been seen in the public eye with 2 other players in this game. So that's going to be very interesting because he has, because in the, I'll say it when they come up, but he was basically a ambassador for the Olympics when it was in Korea.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So, he's awesome. Awesome singer. I love K-pop. So when I saw him, I was like, holy shit, this is pretty cool. Cloud9. So that's all I have to say. I don't know him like personally. I don't know how his personality is and all that stuff, but he's super he's known as like a sweetheart. So it's gonna be very interesting to see him play the game, especially like he's older now. So like, I don't know if you know how like K-pop. Yeah, like I don't know if you know how like K-pop works. It's like once you get older, it's like you're considered ancient. So this guy, like Cloud9, is considered super ancient. So,
well, I just checked his wiki page, and apparently he's going to be the voice of Avatar Aang in the Legend of Avatar Aang movie.
Yeah, he does. He does do voice work as well.
This is crazy though. Like I did not realize that that's who this was.
Yeah. He's also done like a bunch of other reality shows, but Korean reality shows. Like he did The Masked Singer in Korea. Yes.
King of Masked
he's done it. Yeah, he's done it multiple times. And he did another game show, but I can't remember the name of it.
It says Battle Trip, but he was the host.
No, there was another game show, but I can't remember what it was. I'll go back to it.
Well, I'm going to be referring to him as Avatar Aang for the remainder of this series now because he's Avatar Aang, and I love that.
Hell yeah. Yeah. So it's cool to have him in there.
Avatar Aang, I'm wishing you luck. Hopefully 100 years has passed, and it is your duty to win the Traitors. I wish you luck. And then next on the list is... I've seen people talking about her. She's also from Love Island.
Oh, she's from Love Island UK, though.
Oh, she's a UK. Okay. Oh, she's a British.
Yeah.
Okay, the British are coming. Okay.
She is a lot. From what I've seen.
Yeah. So
she is a lot. Wow. This is actually a really good casting. I can't really explain her. You have to like watch. She was put in this shitty situation, but she made the most out of it. That's the best way I could explain her.
So she's gonna be fun. Is she anything like Ekin-Su?
I think she's more chaotic than
more chaotic than Ekin-Su. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll see. Because I didn't watch her season. Like I said, I don't watch Love Island, but I've seen clips with her in it. She's definitely more confrontational. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, stop inviting the Brits. I disagree.
I disagree. Lord, what is it? Not Ivar. The one from the second season, the British counselor. He was amazing.
who I don't know who you're talking to. I know who you're talking
Old
about. That
guy.
Ivor was like they were trying to do that again, but
Yeah.
and recapture the magic, but it just was not there with Ivor.
No, yeah,
Ivor was
it
a waste of
wasn't. What was his name, man? Hold
Oh,
on.
she's
let me look at-
Irish. Oh, Irish. The Irish don't play. The Irish are the
John.
Irish and the
John.
Welsh. The Irish and Welsh are very funny. Yeah, John Burko, the one that said he had asthma, but he never used an inhaler.
Yep.
That was so funny to me because I also have asthma, but I rarely ever use my inhaler. So it's
That's
like
actually hilarious.
So it's like I get that people think that you need to have an inhaler like for asthma, but it's like you really don't.
Mhm.
So I was like, he's really not lying, but I thought that was still funny. Yeah, I mean, good luck, Mora. I hope to learn more about you.
Oh my gosh, I'm walking out. Okay.
Cut the cameras. And then we've got 4 more. I don't know anything about these people.
I got you.
This
guy, Johnny Weir. Okay, one of the best Olympic figure skaters of all time.
Okay.
So he is friends with Eric. He is one of the people that I mentioned he was one of the hosts for the Winter Olympics when Eric Nam was an ambassador. So they have a little bit of a history there. Johnny is super athletic, doesn't look it at all. From his personality, he's very outgoing, he's very sassy. But he is one of the GOATs. So you can say he's a little bit egotistical, like his ego's a little bit up there. So it's gonna be really interesting to watch him on this show. I also think that he is an ad spot because it's going to air during the Winter Olympics. So it's
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. So
the only thing I've ever seen him in was he was a judge for RuPaul Drag Race all the way back in season 3. And I only remember this because when he was a judge, the Lip Sync for Your Life, Carmen Carrera, came down the stage and made out with him during the lip sync.
Oh, wow.
It was it was this whole thing. That's the only, and he had the same hairstyle in this that he had during that episode.
Okay. Yeah, that's like a signature hairstyle for him. So
yeah. So I mean, good luck to him. That's very interesting. Peacock. It makes sense. He's a great figure skater and friends with Tara Lipinski. Don't know who it is.
Tara Lipinski is also on this season too.
Yeah,
she's also
in the cast. A bad breakup with his boyfriend. A Sharpie and a purse was involved, and he talked about it in the Today Show. I guess I'm gonna have to watch it. He did describe Dan and Parvati, what kind of traitors they were.
John. He's talking about John.
Well, I mean, good luck to you, Johnny. It sounds like you've already got friends on the show, and I assume that we'll see good of you. Do you know anything about her from Top? First of all, I
have seen her.
I'm shocked that they have someone from Top Chef on here. Like that to me is such like a random. Well, Top Chef is Bravo, but to me it's such a random choice.
Yeah, I don't know anything about her, to be honest. I really don't. I've seen like clips of her, but
did you know Top Chef is still airing?
I didn't even know Top Chef was a thing.
It's airing right now.
So Justin actually has a comment right now.
She's the host.
She's very smart and would make an excellent traitor.
So she's the host of the show. She's not a contestant. I'm looking at her right now.
Oh.
How long is she? She's a newer host. She started hosting last season.
Mm-hmm.
Was she ever a contestant? Let me look at this. I don't know. Well, so she's a newer pick.
She competed in Bravo's Top Chef in 2012.
Did she win? How'd she do?
It says she was able to win her win. She got eliminated, and then she came back, and then she ended up winning. So, yeah.
Yeah, it says that
she got eliminated, won her way back, and then ended up winning the whole thing.
Oh, wow.
She's the second female winner in the history of the Top Chef franchise.
Really? Because MasterChef, like a ton of women have won. That's crazy. It took 17 seasons or it took 10 seasons for 2 women to win. That's kind of crazy. There's some people from MasterChef that would be really good on
or Pressure Cooker. Have you ever seen Pressure Cooker?
I did see Pressure Cooker. Oh man, that's
so good. It was like Big Brother mixed with Top Chef.
Well, and then they never continued it. I was like, why?
I
Why
have
not
no idea why. It was such
That
a
was
bummer.
such a
I
shame.
loved it.
Netflix never continued it. It was such a shame.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how she's going to be, and she won. I'm excited to see what she does. Yeah, I don't. And then she won, and then she took over Padma's job. Well, I unfortunately don't. I will do more research about these people. I just don't really know anything about her. This is like, but an interesting choice. An interesting choice.
I agree, and I'm always excited to see new faces. So I'm more than welcome. Like, she is from a different element of reality television, so it's still competitive reality, but it's based more off skill than it is off social. So it's gonna be really interesting to see her do this.
The next person, another Olympian, Tara Lipinski,
who's friends with Johnny and Eric.
So, did you say Eric was an Olympian too?
No, Johnny was an Olympian. Eric was the Korean ambassador for the Winter Olympics when it was in Seoul.
Okay. That makes sense.
So Tara and Johnny are friends. I think they're close. And then Eric is just like a friend of theirs through proxy. Like, obviously they did the Winter Olympics together and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that's how they all know each other. So it's gonna be really interesting seeing three people walk in knowing each other that are not gamers. Because obviously the gamers know each other.
Kind of even the first instance.
Yeah, I think this is the first instance that we have that it's not housewives or gamers that know each other.
Yeah. I mean, again, I really don't know anything about her other than what y'all are telling me right now. An Olympian alliance, that would be fun.
I actually would love that.
They would be a real threat because, like I said with Natalie, people are not going to want to boot out people that can win the money for, for the group. So,
yeah.
I mean, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I wish you luck, Tara. Those cheekbones are way too high to be real. She looks like she's had a lot of plastic surgery done.
I don't know. I can't tell. My radar for those things is very low.
I can tell. She's been plumped. Unfortunately, I do know that. Well, she's in her 40s. Yeah, she definitely got plumped. I'm looking at old pictures of her. She got plumped.
She's a gold medalist.
Yes, she is. I mean, I have nothing against my plastic surgery divas. It's just I know people that I know someone, another I Love Money person, and it's like she started getting Botox and she was only like 26, and it's like I'm 25. It's like, why are you getting fucking Botox at 26? And now it's like I see pictures of her and I'm like, you look awful. And now I think she's like in her 30s now. Like, actually no, she might still be in her 20s. I'm just like, what?
What are you doing? What is going on?
Tara Lipinski, I just looked at her thing and she competed against Christy Yamaguchi and she competed against Nancy Kerrigan.
Oh, okay. So she's goated out here.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Did she compete against? I think she competed against Johnny. She must have.
I think. Did they? I think they were duo. I think they were a duo.
Oh, they were duo.
I think. I could be wrong.
I don't know. I'm not well versed in figure skating, but
yeah, me neither. I just watched the Yuri on Ice anime, and that's it.
Oh yeah, men's versus women's. Yeah, they would not have competed against each other. Never mind. Okay, the last person that we have, like, his name is
rumored, confirmed. Yeah,
you know more about him than I do. Ron Funches. Ron Funches. I looked at his resume, and he's done a lot of shit that I've watched. Like he's he's been in all the shows, like Bob's Burgers, all the
BoJack Horseman
shows.
He is Shark. He is Shark in the Harley Quinn show.
That's where I recognize him the most.
Yeah, so this guy is one of those that he's like a Bryce Papenbrook, where like you've definitely heard his voice, but you don't know who he is. And I think that's actually phenomenal for him to be on this show with that resume, because he can become very relatable to these people. As in, BoJack Horseman was a huge hit. The Harley Quinn show was a huge hit. All these shows that he's been on that directly know that he was involved, he was in. So when he meets people, and he's a comedian and he's very funny at that. I've seen some of his stand-up. he can go in being very funny and be like, yeah, you might not know me, but I know you know my character from BoJack Horseman, or you might not know me, but you might know me as like this shark guy. So I'm super excited for it. I think they should add more comedians in general to
it's
reality
kind of
television.
a random. It's like a very random pick. Yeah. Like just throwing.
But I
in
think
like
it's a solid one. I think it's a very solid one. It wouldn't make sense to put a very big comedian on the show. Like if you put like Joe Choi or something, like if you were to put him or like Kevin Hart or like, what's this guy? The Machine. I forget Kevin something. Like if you were to put like those big guys on like Bill Burr, it wouldn't make sense right away. Like I would put Bill Burr after you put another guy here, you know?
It's very interesting putting on someone that is pretty well versed, like he's a pretty well established actor. It's just very interesting that he wanted to do this, and I'm here for it. Do you think he will know the other voice actor, another alliance? Eric. Oh, yeah, so Eric, maybe he's gonna link. Maybe Ron Funches is gonna link up with the Olympians.
Yeah, and I actually really like this because that means that, like you said, it gives the advantage to the people that are coming in not being game players because they know each other. I think that is just a really, really good thing. And I think the Olympians will eventually bring Donna into their alliance too, because why not? She's related to, champions, so it'll be the Champions Alliance.
Which one?
Donna is Travis and Jason's mother.
Yeah, the mom. Yeah.
And they can make a Champions Alliance because she's a champion by proxy. She has 3-4 different Super Bowl rings probably because Travis has won 3 and Jason's won 2 or 1. So, which is insane. Both sons winning championships. That's crazy. But anyways, back to Ron Funches. Super excited for him. They should add more comedians to the show. And I hope that he opens the door to let other comedians know, like, hey, you can definitely play this game.
I agree. So that's all 20 that we know of right now. However, there was a post made by the person that leaked all of this, a very reliable person. So Reality TV Fan posted saying there's a name going around for Traitors, and it's very polarizing and controversial, to put it lightly, and it's not a reality star. And he's saying that they're going to get a lot of backlash for this. Twitter has been going crazy about these names. As of now, we don't have a concrete answer. I have seen a couple of different names.
Let's go through them.
let's go through them, and I'm going to try to leave the craziest one towards the end. The first name that I'm seeing relatively consistently is a real life, she didn't do the deed, but she kind of did. Gypsy Rose. I'm seeing a lot of people say Gypsy Rose. Here's my thing. I don't think it's her. And the reason why I don't think it's her is Gypsy Rose is controversial, but not like that. Like Gypsy Rose, I think it's pretty agreed that Gypsy deserves to be free, and that people are not they don't think that she's a bad person because she was being abused, and that was her only way out. I just don't think that this type of post, I don't think that this person would have been afraid to say Gypsy is on, because I remember Gypsy was saying that she wanted to do Survivor and people were saying she'd be good. And Gypsy also has her own reality show. So I do think Gypsy would be a controversial pick, but I don't think it would be to the level of how Reality TV Fan is saying. What do you think?
I agree. Definitely still a polarizing figure. Because regardless of what she went through, there are people that will just not agree with what she did. Which I'm not one of those. I understand what she did. I understand why she did it. Doesn't make it right, but I understand. So I agree with you. I don't think this is as controversial I don't think this is controversial enough where Reality TV Fan is literally like, I'm not going to say it because if this person's not on the list, I can fuck up everything. So, and reality TV is very about their business. So if they're saying that definitely means it's someone controversial. So I don't, yes, she's a small yikes for me, but she's not a big yikes,
Honestly, she's the only thing about this that is a yikes to me is that you're putting her on a show where you're fake killing people. That's the only night.
Yeah.
Like if she was on Dancing, didn't she? Was she on Dancing with the Stars? Did they put her on?
I'll look it up right now.
I swear to God, she was on something. But I wouldn't be blown away. Like I wouldn't be upset with like a Dancing with the Stars or even a Survivor. But something about her
No,
being
she didn't.
on. She didn't.
Speculated. Yeah, she was speculated to be on it, but
something about putting her on a show where you're fake killing people is a little bit like okay, and that's
trauma.
The only way that it's not just trauma. It's just like a little like uneasy. It's like you're someone that really did like basically kill someone like is now on here. Like that's and those photos of what they did to the mom, of what the boyfriend did to the mom, were crazy. Like I don't know. Gypsy would be Gypsy. If somehow you are listening to this, don't do the Traitors. Like, don't do the do Celebrity
Survivor,
do Survivor.
Celebrity Big Brother. Like,
do
don't
literally
do the Traitors.
But
it just doesn't fit. Yeah, it's just not. It's not. No.
I'm down to see you on TV, Gypsy. It's just I don't think the Traitors is right. I don't think anyone that is involved in like a murder. Like I don't even think Caitlyn Jenner should be on there because Caitlyn Jenner killed somebody.
What?
Yeah, she killed someone. She
vehicular
manslaughter.
Oh shit! Well, I didn't know that.
It was a whole thing.
I am very when it comes to like reality, like if it's not competitive reality television, I don't really know what the hell's going on. So like Housewives, the Kardashians, all that stuff, I don't know and I don't care. So that I probably easily just didn't know that, but it
was like a big thing when she did it. It was I think it was like around the time that she came out. Like
okay. I think I remember that because I do remember seeing a photo of Caitlyn Jenner at the courthouse, and she was wearing like all black, right?
Yeah, but what was wild was that like she got no consequences. It was like
Jesus.
I think they just reached a settlement, but there was no charge
because she's a U.S. Olympian and she models citizen and whatever.
It's just crazy. To me, but yeah. And you know what? It could be Caitlyn Jenner. I didn't even think about that, but Caitlyn Jenner would actually make more sense because Caitlyn Jenner is very like when I first saw this.
Yeah, actually that makes sense. What the fuck?
Caitlyn just did Celebrity Big Brother not that long ago, and she did Masked Singer. Like, but again, I don't think Caitlyn is bad enough where this person would need to worry about her being, a choice. Someone also said Omarosa. I'm like, no, Omarosa's not a PR nightmare. Like Omarosa is Omarosa was on Big Brother. Like she just got to get out. Like no one gives a shit about Omarosa like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This is another person. House of Traitors. I was just about to pull his image up. A lot of people are saying it's Michael Rappaport.
Michael Rappaport would. Oh man. Okay, so I have he's polarizing to me because I think he's funny as shit.
Yes.
But the fact that he's like super pro Israel is so controversial, and that wow. Oh man, he would actually be so good on this show. He would be so good, but I don't want it. We can't support the pro Israel. I personally can't. So I can't.
This is my thing.
That's a shitty situation. It's a shitty situation, honestly. But
someone said Boogie. Funny. It is not Mike Boogie. No, it's not.
Mike my God, Mike Boogie.
Mike Boogie that's another person. I think Mike Boogie is like one snap away from killing someone. But I don't.
Michael Rappaport would be so. I would watch that. I would watch Mike that. Boogie, I'm so sadly admitting that I would watch it.
Mike Boogie's not going to pass a psychoval. He's not going to. They're not. That's even with like Gypsy Rose or this guy. Like they at least have shown that they can go on TV and like kind of be handled. Mike Boogie is not someone that can be like controlled right now or handled. Like he's not going to be on. I mean, I know this guy too. I've listened. I remember when Wendy Williams was first, stepping down. Like he was one of the people that was taking her spot. What else have I seen him in? I've seen him in a couple of things. I like him, but then I found out about the whole, Israel thing. I don't understand people that are, going to bat for Israel like that. You know what I mean? I don't personally understand it. I understand that, like, I mean, I'm a Jewish person. I understand that maybe there's a little bit of like a feeling that if you concede, like, again, that if you go against Israel, that you're portraying Jewish people, but it's like you also need to know the history behind, like, Zionism. It's like Zionism was not a thing for like it was actually very like Jewish people were very against it. It was
I think
kind of
no, go ahead. Go ahead. You have more to say about it than me, because
I studied the history, like, around like when Israel was established. It's like it's hard because, like, I get why it was established, but it's like the way they went about it. Like, if you need to give a homeland to a group of people that are being targeted, it's like you don't fix it by targeting a new group of people. And that's kind of what happened, is that no one wanted Jews, so they're like, okay, go to Israel. And it's like, okay, well, now you're kicking
or
out
Azerbaijan. That's a fun fact. A lot of people don't know about that, but a small portion of Jewish were actually sent to Azerbaijan.
Yes, no, you're right. It's very complicated. The whole Israel-Palestine thing is complicated, but what's not complicated is that Palestinian people are literally being starved and murdered. And it's like, and it's just, I don't understand, like, coming out and putting your whole career, like he said, he doesn't get acting roles anymore. It's like, I don't understand doing that, like, for Israel when they're doing what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Everyone's gonna have a stand, right? And there's gonna be people on the right side, people on the wrong side. No one's gonna know until this is over, right? Because sadly, history is written by the victor, right? That's just how it is. But on a less serious note, when it comes to Mike Rappaport, I think he's fucking hilarious. I will admit that. I think he would be amazing on this show. I know that he's spoken about being a really big Housewives fan. He actually made a couple skits about him being a Housewives fan. So it'd be really good to see him on there. For me, he will always be legendary because he's a Knicks fan. And there was a year where the Knicks drafted this guy from Europe that no one knew who he was. And he was like, who the fuck is this? Who is this Hingus Pingus? And that's ever since then, I was like, bro, I love this guy. And then he followed that player all over the place. So I don't know. Mike, I don't think he is controversial enough to not say his name now. I still don't think that.
Yeah. I mean, but you know what? I do think
maybe because it's hot now, right? Maybe because it's hot right now.
It's very hot. I'm like looking at this verbiage.
Yeah.
I do think that maybe reality TV fan would see someone that is claiming to be a Zionist. I could see them thinking that is bad enough to not show. It's just that Mike Rappaport, and Mike Rappaport is getting somewhat blackballed by Hollywood right now. So it would be a little bit of a bold choice on their part. I will say I would rather it be him than the other name.
Then the another name we got to talk about. Definitely.
Yeah. My thing is, I don't need to agree with everyone's politics that's on my TV. Like, even like Jonathan, what's his name? Jonathan with the white dude with dreads. What's his name? That's on Survivor 50. Is like very MAGA.
Jonathan Young
is apparently very MAGA, and it's like,
he's from Alabama.
Yeah, it's like I would definitely not like him, and if I was on Survivor, I probably would target the fuck out of him. But I don't need to agree with everyone's politics that's on the screen to understand why they're there. I mean, hell, when I did Beast Games, I met a ton of people, and I just like refused to talk politics because I knew I was not going to like a bunch of them.
Yeah, politics is a very sensitive area. Like, you can only really talk about politics to people that you're really close to, that understand, the differences. But usually the people that you're very close to share the same political values as you, so it's not hard to do that.
I chose not to talk about it with them in the game. I knew some of them were Trump supporters, but there's also like people that are Trump. There's people that are Trump supporters that I can accept it because they're not Trump supporters to be hateful. They're Trump supporters because they're stupid and they think that Trump knows what he's doing. So But
Yeah.
the people that I found out were like hardcore Trump supporters and like actually bad people. Yeah, the second the game was over, I like blocked them, and I don't deal with that.
I get
And
that 100%.
Mike's the same thing. It's like, okay, I'll watch you on TV. I'm not going to support you, but it's like, I'll
Yeah, I'm
watch
not
you.
going to be your friend or want to talk to you outside of the game. Yeah, I agree 100%. And that's a big thing for me as well, because, you know, obviously me being military, I follow the orders of, you know, the president. So a lot of people, they meet me without really knowing me, and they see that I'm in military, so they automatically assume I'm MAGA. And then I'm like, no, I mean, no, not really. And, you know,
yeah,
it's a lot of assumptions too. So I don't know. I mean, he's made it blatantly clear that he's pro-Israel, and that's why he's getting blackballed. But it would be a bold choice. I personally don't think he's that controversial enough. I understand where you're coming from, where it's hot right now, so like you don't want to like burn yourself like posting him. But
it did sound really bad. The one that they were talking about. So
it did. It sounded like something that it's like if Peacock does pick this person, like people might stop watching this show type stuff.
So this is the person that we're talking about. The next person that I'm going to show you. I am a little
trigger warning.
Trigger. I am a little less confident that it actually is this person, and I'm starting to think that maybe someone just spread it, because I am seeing some people say, "Oh, it's just a rumor. Oh, stop spreading it." But it's like, and I also have not heard it from anyone. Like, there's been no official source, but this person does have a limited series coming out about them, and I do think I need to double check who's producing it. I think it's either Netflix that's producing it or maybe NBC that's producing it. I need to check. It's I have no other way to introduce it. It's Casey Anthony. People are saying that Casey Anthony is going to be on The Traitors.
Absolutely fucking insane, bro.
Jesus Christ. If you don't know who Casey Anthony is,
you live under a rock.
No, you're right. I mean, the only person that I could compare her to, it is Peacock. It is Peacock that she was working with.
Holy shit.
Yes. It was in 2022. Oh, it already came out. How did I not know this? It was 2022 when she did a series, and she did it with Peacock.
Bro, I hope this is not it, dude. I hope this is not it.
Now I'm starting to think it could be. If it was not with Peacock, it's different, but she does have the relationship established with them.
Brother in Christ.
The only person that honestly I would compare her to O.J. Simpson, because O.J. Simpson
1000%
murdered his wife, and then
got
away with it because of what the political climate was at the time. And Casey Anthony basically got away with it too because of the political climate and the fact that she was able to use like her tears and the fact that she was a mom, like to her advantage.
God.
And it was declared a mistrial. And this woman drowned. It wasn't just drown, wasn't it? Like, didn't she duct tape her kid too?
I don't fucking know. I don't remember. I trauma dumped it. That is something that's very sensitive to me because, dude, oh man, I'll be honest with you. If she's the one on the show, I'm not watching it. I will literally just pay attention to who's getting eliminated, and as soon as she's out the picture, then I'll watch it again. I don't think someone like her deserves to have the spotlight on television. I agree with her having a documentary. I think that's very interesting to see what happened, right? But I don't agree with someone like her being on television. It's like what we brought up with Gypsy Rose, right? Like Gypsy Rose's situation was very understandable. You know, humans break. Like, you're being abused, you are basically going against your abuser. And yes, it was very graphic and very gory, but there's a humanizing feeling about it. Like, if you were getting abused like that, you would probably want to do something like that.
She also didn't really have a choice. It sounded, from the sounds of it, her mom was going to kill her. If not, immediately, she was going to do it slowly. So but it's like this woman killed, like, I think her child was 8. 6. I think her daughter was
younger than that.
it was
I'll
6.
look it up right now.
She was a little girl, like, and she just killed her. And it wasn't just like a slow murder. It was like she killed her and then she lied about it. She said that she was kidnapped.
She was
by
3 years old.
She was 3. Oh, it was younger.
Was
That's
3
younger
years
than
old.
I thought it was. Wow.
Fucking A, bro.
Wow. I don't know the story, but if she got off, how do we know it was actually her? Well, because they found more. I believe they found more evidence after the trial. But because of double jeopardy, if you're found not guilty or a mistrial is declared, you can't be retried on it. So
yeah, you can't. So they tried to do I'm a former criminal justice major, so I actually learned about this. So you can either trial for insanity to get a lesser sentence. You can also try as guilty to get a lesser sentence, or you can try for a mistrial. So mistrial would be essentially if there's not substantial evidence to prove. A lot of the substantial evidence came out after the trial, which is why it's like, oh wow, like we all know, or for example, I feel like she's guilty because the evidence shows that she's guilty, but those evidences, like the evidence points and all that, a lot of them came out after the trial. And like Dylan said, once you get proven innocent from a mistrial, you cannot be trialed for that again. That's why OJ Simpson was shit out of luck because he was also avoiding taxes. So the reason they gave him such a ridiculous sentence for his taxes was because he got out of the murder for mistrial, basically admitted to murdering somebody. So they were like, all right, we'll get you for something else. There hasn't been anything else to get Casey Anthony for. So that's why I don't think they've gotten it. I really hope this doesn't happen because holy shit, what a fucking stir it would be. And just, it'd be very triggering to see her on the TV.
I doubt this would happen. I don't. If I'm being honest with you, I don't. They actually did.
Dylan, no, don't speak it into existence.
I really don't doubt it all that much because they did take someone from Don't Fuck with Cats. I mean, she was a good guy, but
oh yeah, Don't Fuck with Cats. She in The Mole?
Dina, she was in The Mole. I was I was so happy to see her. I didn't even watch that season, but I was happy to see her. But it's like they have plucked from true crime before, and it's like Casey Anthony, seeing that she has a relationship with Peacock, I wouldn't be all that surprised. Because I'm telling you right now, if Casey Anthony's on this show, the whole nation's going to talk about it. It's going to.
And any publicity is good publicity when it comes to these kind of things. So.
And I'm trying to remember what show it was. It might have been Big Brother UK. It was something where there was another celebrity show where they took someone that was of the same caliber of Casey Anthony. I swear it was Big Brother UK.
Wasn't it Dancing with the Stars?
Oh, well, Dancing with the Stars did it. I mean, yeah, Dancing with the Stars did it too, where they took
she literally had her ankle bracelet on while she was busy.
Yeah. So it's like I really don't know, but I do think people will still watch the show if she's on. I don't think they'll lose viewership.
I don't think so either. That's the crazy part.
But I do think it's going to be a PR nightmare for Peacock. Like there's going to be a lot of criticism towards the show.
Yeah. Especially with the stuff that she's been saying too on TikTok and stuff that my wife was telling me about.
Casey Anthony's been on TikTok?
Yeah, she's been on TikTok trying to prove her innocence and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, I hate to say it too, knowing that her documentary was made in Peacock, anything is possible. We've seen crazy things. We haven't seen anything this crazy, but who's saying Peacock has nothing to lose here? They really don't. So they would just drop it. And who gives, like, what this gives is kind of crazy because then other people could get away with things that Casey Anthony did and can be like, well, there's a possibility I become a reality star now. So it kind of paints a bad light. Again, I really, really hope Peacock doesn't do this, but shit, like.
Well, and I'm curious if I'm curious if celebrities would not want to do the show anymore. If you're willing to put someone like her on there.
Well, the problem with that is that you usually don't know who your castmates are until you're already there and you signed a contract.
Well, what I mean is people might just not want to do the show anymore. They may just be like, I can't risk that you're going to put someone like her on there. But granted, I really actually don't know who else is of the same level as her. I really don't think. I think the only thing else you could do is put like
That's still
Donald
alive.
Trump in.
Yeah.
Or but see, my first thought was that they were gonna put like a MAGA person in there. Like I thought maybe like, but then the more I thought about it, I was like, no, like if they put like Charlie Kirk in there or Candace Owens or like or Ben Shapiro, like that's not something that they're gonna need to like have a PR nightmare for, because like it or not, there is a large portion of this country is MAGA. So it's just not our fan base, but I don't know, but you know, that's the gag, y'all, is that there's a chance that Casey Anthony is on here. I think we'll know. Aren't they going to do a cast reveal?
Should be this tomorrow or
tomorrow. So
next week, because they should
know within a week.
We'll definitely know. I'm actually looking now because I think Reality TV Fan did post when the cast will be announced, but I can't remember.
It's a very weird group of people.
Actually, my phone has no service.
You know, it's
very weird group of people.
It's a very odd group. I don't know how this group is going to mesh. I do think this is going to be a good season, though. Before we end this, let's pick 3 people that we want to be as traitors of this group, of who we know. Let me see if I can get up the little collage. Yeah. This is the first group that we knew was on there. There's more that we've known since. I will say of this group, if I had to pick 3 traitors, I think an interesting group would be, I could see Johnny Weir being a traitor.
Okay, that'd be interesting.
I could see Donna. And I could see Monet.
They will be missing out badly if they don't make Monet a traitor.
I think Monet would be a good traitor. Yeah.
For me, if I had to pick 3, because that's the difficult part, right? I definitely don't think the other 4 that we had mentioned. I don't think any of them will be a traitor. I think they'll all be faithfuls.
Ooh, actually, you know what? Lisa Rinna, Monet X Change, and Rob from Love Island.
That would be interesting.
That would be just like such a it's like Lisa Rinna and Rob working together would be so like it would not work. God. And then Rob with Monet X Change, like Lisa and Monet would probably get along, but like maybe not. I don't know. Or you could even put Dorinda in there. You could, oh my God, no. Dorinda, Monet X Change, and Rob. Oh, none of them would get along because Dorinda and Rob would not get along.
We also have to look at last season was 3 women traitors, correct? To start off?
No, it was 2. It was 2. It would start off with Bob. And then Carolyn and Danielle.
Bob, Rob.
And then Danielle, Rob came in. And it was half and half. And then only one other traitor got recruited. It was Brittany.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go with this. I'm going to go with Rob Cesternino.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Donna Kelsey.
Okay.
And I have to go with you on this one. I think Monet. It's just a miss if you don't put Monet as a traitor.
You know,
however, Bob just played as a traitor, so they're gonna look at her and already be like, "You must be a traitor." So actually, I take that back. I'm not gonna give it to Monet. I'm actually gonna give it to one of the randoms. Maybe Eric Nam will be a traitor. Maybe Tara will be a traitor. One of those people. But I definitely, in my heart of hearts, believe that Rob and Donna will be traitors.
I do think putting Rob, Donna, and Monet together would be an interesting group, and I think they would work well together as traitors. Like last season was very entertaining, but they were not a good mix to work together.
Yeah,
Rob is someone that on paper you would not expect him to work well with Donna and Monet, but that's like right up his alley.
Of course, yeah. He interviews thousands of different people, all the time. So
he loves people like that. I think that Rob would work very well with them. I think that they need someone strategic someone and chaotic and entertaining, and then someone that doesn't really know what they're doing. Like something like I like your combo.
Yeah. The thing with Rob, I can't wait to see Rob's confessionals because
Yes.
Rob's confessionals in Amazon and in All Stars were fucking hilarious. And I
Yeah.
know he still has that humor in him. He doesn't show it a lot, but I know he has that humor in him. So I'm actually super excited to see him. I think this cast is going to give phenomenal confessionals. I see
agree.
maybe Mark. Mark will probably be the weakest of all these people to give confessionals. But everyone else, I can see solid confessionals. Like I really, really do. Like even Eric Nam and Ron Funches being voice actors, they already have to play into emotion. I think they can really give good confessionals. So the only person I have like zero faith in having good confessionals is Mark. But who knows? Maybe Mark is super funny. We just don't know yet. But the top half, oh my God, their confessionals are going to be phenomenal. The top half.
Yeah, I mean, because they're used to it. Like this is their thing. And I always have faith in my housewives that they're gonna give good confessionals,
of course,
even if I don't know them. I Am King said Tiffany, Donna, and Lisa. If you have a 3 traitors in mind, let us know in the comments and I'll read some of them. Tiffany, Donna, and Lisa. I think Donna is I think everyone agrees that Donna should be a traitor. Yeah. Lisa and Donna,
come from 2 totally different sides of the world.
I say this about casting. I use DeMonica and Sharonica as an example from I Love Money. Like when you have 2 people that are very similar, like have similar backgrounds and similar personalities, they're either going to be, especially when they're like that, they're either going to be the best friends or the worst of enemies. And I feel like Donna and Lisa, both being older, like moms, and powerful and like successful families, I could see them either getting along great or being total fuck you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Tiffany. Oh, so you want to put all the moms together? Because Tiffany would be the strategist of the group, I would imagine. I just feel it's a little too much, like all the moms. I don't agree with that. I Am King, but I would like to see. I would be happy with all 3 of them being traitors, just probably not together.
I think, and you can tell me if you disagree. I think this cast is the strongest of the US seasons of would-be traitors.
Oh, really? Oh, of would-be traitors.
Who could be traitors? Because you look at last season and you look at season 2 and 1, it's obvious they're gonna make this one person a traitor, right? This season is so I think this season, for example, season 1 is Suri, right? Suri needs her flowers, they're gonna make her a traitor. Season 3 was Danielle, everyone wanted to see Danielle be a traitor, so what happened? She was a traitor. Season 2, everyone wanted to see Dan as a traitor, so what happens? Dan's a traitor. These obvious, and Parvati, right? So these obvious people that people want to see as traitors have been happening. I think this season you have a lot of people that are outside of the gaming community that will be really good fits as traitors. I think this is the first time where we're making a prediction, but okay, Donna, Kelsey can be a traitor, but this is the first time we're looking at the list and it's oh, really? Any of these people can be a traitor. For the majority of the people that we know, they have qualities that would excel as a traitor.
It just depends on how they do it, because typically what they've done, there's always there's one gamer, and then there's one person that is not a gamer. Last time they did Drag Race, and they did Big Brother and Survivor, and then before that it was Big Brother and Housewives.
Survivor. Yeah, Big Brother, Survivor, Housewives.
Oh yeah, because Parvati got recruited. If I had to pick one gamer, one rando, and then one Bravo celebrity, I would probably pick. See, I want Natalie to be a traitor, but you know what? I would want to do either Natalie or Tiffany. But I'm gonna say Natalie, Donna, and then I don't know why, but I kind of want to see Rob as a traitor now, Love Island Rob. I don't know why, but
Love Island Rob.
I just think he wouldn't know what he's doing, and I think he would be he would be one of those traitors that gets really fucking angry when he doesn't get to kill who he wants to kill.
Yeah,
like
I can
I
see
see
it.
him
Like having man fits, like baby fits and stuff.
Yes. House of Traitors says Rob C, Monet, and Donna, which is what you said.
Yeah.
But honestly, I have no idea. I would be totally down with that.
You know, would be really interesting too.
What?
The Real Housewives being traitors after what happened last season. All of them after what happened last season.
That would make sense to make all the housewives. Oh, all the housewives got targeted. Well, we'll make all of them traitors.
Yeah, holy crap! And then we also have to take into account that there's 2 to 4 more players that we do not know about. They're predicting that this cast is around 22 to 24 people long. Yeah. My theory is there's a Big Brother player that has not been announced yet. That is just my theory because there's 3 survivors. There's not 3 Big Brothers. So my theory is that there's a Big Brother player to be announced. Could be Kaser, could be Jason Guy. If it's Kaser, make Kaser a freaking traitor, please, so he can actually like last a long time. Because I would absolutely hate for Kaser to be a freaking to be a faithful, and then he gets fucking killed first night. I would hate that. I don't want that. Yeah, I want him to. Yeah, like, you know, Suri made her legacy with the traitors. It was like a finally, wow, she won moment. I want this to be Kaser's like, wow, he actually made it far, and we got to get to know Kaser. You know, because it's like, damn, man, like he's, for me, one of the most robbed Big Brother players of all time. So seeing him shine on the show would be really nice, but they have to make him a traitor because I feel like he'd be an easy target to be first boot, especially for the gamer that knows his history. It's over.
Yeah, I would.
He's also played with Ian, so
I would like. Oh yeah, he did, but they got along, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. So it'd be a nice little connection as well.
I would like to see him get a chance to really shine on a show. I like Kaser. Well, I Am King wants to know who we think is going to be the first boot. It's just so hard to tell, like, who it's going to be because
it's going to be one of the loud people for sure.
It could be, well, we don't know because it could be a quiet person. It could be a loud person. It just depends on.
That is true.
It depends on who the trade. Like Dorinda, I don't think Dorinda would want to get rid of a quiet person. I mean, would want to get rid of a loud person. I see her wanting to get rid of quiet people. They also may want to do the quiet people this time because last season it was the quiet people that ended up winning. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's easier to say who we'd want to be the first boot. I'd want Mark Ballas to be the first boot because I just don't know what he adds.
I agree. And I hope he proves us wrong. Maybe he's an awesome freaking character, but you know, or actually, I'm going to take that back. If our insane theory is correct, I want Casey Anthony to be first boot.
Yeah, then I want her to be the first boot too. But if she is on this cast and is the first boot, then
I will watch the season.
Like they're going to look like fucking idiots. I actually don't think if she is on, I don't think she's someone that's going to get revealed immediately. I think she's going to be someone that comes into the game like Derek and all of them did last time. Like she'd come in late. And it'll be like,
because they would know.
Yeah, they're not going to reveal her with the others.
Yeah, fuck. I hope she's not a traitor either. Not appropriate.
If she is a traitor, I don't see that for her. I see if she's doing this show, she's doing
like a redemption arc, right?
Yeah, for a redemption arc, and she's gonna want. She would probably want to be a faithful.
Yeah,
that would just be like, so you know someone's gonna call her a killer.
Yeah.
Like you already know someone's gonna call her a killer.
Especially the people that we have on this cast that are not afraid to speak their mind, like Monet. Oh my God, Monet and Candiace will go at her head, bro.
They're going to say something about her killing her kid. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
Like I honestly, for Casey Anthony, you should not want to come on here because you're going to get dragged hard. Like this is not going to be a Sunday picnic. Like you are going to get fucking dragged.
Definitely not. I would say her if it is true. If it's not true, I agree with Dylan. I would definitely say Mark, just because he's the one that I know the least about, and I'm not gonna say Eric because that's fucking Aang, okay? Like that's the last avatar. Like,
how do you knock out the avatar?
Yeah, can't do it. So,
but Someone's last thing we'll talk about is someone said Nicole F. To be honest, I don't need to see Nicole F. I'm good.
I don't either, but she would fit pretty well here.
She would. She'd fit in good, and she probably would do well. She probably would get to the end again. But
Nicole is one of those that I love to hate, and
yeah,
I think the best way to explain that is I don't ever want her to win, but it's nice to see her on the television because I think she is good at what she does. I mean, she won Big Brother. She's won. I think she won. No, she didn't win the Amazing Race, but she won Big Brother Reindeer Games, right? Like,
yeah, she did. Technically, she's a 2-time winner. That's at least what she says. You know what? She can be on because she's. I already know from the way that she is, she's gonna get dragged the fuck out of by the housewives and by like this. Someone is going to put her in her place. She's gonna fucking cry.
Who are you talking about?
Nicole Franzel.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Nicole Franzel. She's gonna fucking cry.
I forgot about that. Yeah, she's gonna get absolutely dragged.
Someone said Casey isn't there. Monet at the round table. Casey is the traitor. We know she lied.
Yeah,
Monet would say stuff like that.
Yeah, she would say some out of pocket shit.
Monet would gaslight Casey Anthony. That's what she does to Bob on the podcast. Like she would gaslight the fuck out of her and then blindside her. This is what Monet does.
I keep refreshing my thing to see if maybe Reality TV Fan can release the last 4 names or at least 3 of the names, but I don't see any, and I haven't gone on Twitter yet.
At this point,
whoa!
I think at this point, what?
It's not game related, but it's something related to what we spoke about. Israel strikes Iran's capital. We'll talk about that later.
I saw that, and I didn't want to say anything, but I did see that.
Okay, yeah, you're good. We'll talk about that later.
But I did see that. Like right as I looked up the thing about Michael, it came up, and I was like, "Oh, talk about bad timing." Yeah, I mean, it's a good cast. I hope that we get confirmation. I will say, Reality TV Fan, I think at this point you should just say who it is because. I hate people that say, "Oh, I know a secret, but I can't tell you." It's like, okay, then why tell me? It's like, if you have a secret or if you know a rumor, if you know the gossip, and it's so bad you can't say anything, then just don't say anything at all, or say who it is, because now everyone's going to be thinking it's Casey Anthony.
Yeah, I agree.
I honestly, before people were saying Casey Anthony or Gypsy Rose, my first thought was that it was going to be like a MAGA person, and.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, oh, maybe it'll be like Charlie Kirk. Like Charlie Kirk would make a lot of sense.
Charlie Kirk. Put Charlie Kirk. Honestly, it would be good TV putting Charlie Kirk in there with Monet X Change. Monet X Change is going to read the fuck out of him and embarrass him.
Yeah, I also expect them to put another athlete. I think another athlete will be on this as well.
Yeah, I think the last couple spots will be like athletes and. What I would be satisfied if the last spots. I would love both Nene Leakes and Tiffany New York Pollard, but I would be fine with either. I don't think we'll get New York because New York is filming House of Villains right now.
She wouldn't be. She's definitely going to be in a season of The Traitors. We just don't know what
at some point. She could come on if she comes in late. Which they may do. I don't know, but I do think Nene Leakes would be great.
I'm trying to think of athletes that are off season that would be amazing to be on this.
I don't know. Well, you know what? If they got A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez.
Oh, he's kind of boring though. I would want like
he used to flip off fans.
Yeah, but him now he's super corporate now. So I wouldn't. I'm trying to think of maybe no. I was thinking like Antonio Brown, like someone that's like crazy like that.
Oh wait, who's the bitch that sliced someone? The figure skater, Tanya Harding.
Oh my god!
Especially since you've got 2 other figure skaters on here. Yeah, put Tanya Harding. Why not?
Yeah, I would definitely put like a slightly cuckoo. Like Meta World Peace. He was already on Big Brother. Like
Dennis
Meta World
Rodman.
Peace. Yeah, Dennis Rodman. Like one of those guys that are not game players that are just on the show. Like the boxer that was on The Traitors. I forgot his name. The one that's like to this day. Yeah, he
Put
was
someone
on
from
it.
put the Miz on. Put like
Oh my, The Miz, bro, put a WWE star in the. Oh my God,
Well,
that
they
would be
did last
amazing.
season. They did, but Nikki did nothing. Like put an
Nikki's
actual.
garbage. No, Nikki's kind of trash. But you got to put someone with good mic skills. Like, oh my God, The Miz, Edge, one of the Hardy brothers would be really cool. John Cena, he would never do it, but John Cena on this would be
John Cena would be
absolutely
really funny.
ridiculous. Maybe like an old WWE star that isn't as big as people know unless you watch wrestling. That'd be really cool.
The Big Show.
The Big Show would be cool. Like, yeah, there's a lot of WWE stars that have really nice mic skills.
There's a clip. I've never seen her wrestle, but there's a clip of this girl named Tamina. She's like a Fijian girl. I don't know if you know.
Oh yeah, Tamina Snuka. That her father's like a legend.
And she like randomly was doing an interview. I think for like she was trying to win the championship, and someone disrespected her. She said, "This is our place."
With the corny acting for wrestling.
Yeah, it was like so obvious she was that, but it was just like so random, and everyone got like really scared. And she like slammed the table in front of everybody, and like
I know exactly what you're talking about. Actually,
I never forget that moment. It was so fucking funny, and it's like she'd be really funny to see on the show.
Oh, Lamar Odom would be really good.
Lamar Odom would be good. You know who I want to see? Since we can't get Tiffany because she's doing House of Villains, they should put on Tiffany Pollard's mom, Sister Patterson. Have you ever seen Sister Patterson? So if I ever go on Survivor, I don't know if I said this to you. The first thing I want to do is I want to take a quote from her book, or not from Brooke, from when she was on Family Therapy with Tiffany. So on Family Therapy, she goes up to Dina Lohan and introduces herself, and she goes, "You're Lindsay Lohan's mom, right?" And then she goes, "Yeah." And then she has her hand to like shake her hand, and she goes, and she like takes it away and goes like, oh, and she walks out the room, and Dina Lohan's like, "Wait, what?" And then Sister Patterson goes into the confessional and says, "Her spirit bit me, the venom, the poison, her venom, it hit me right here." And it's like, I want to go on Survivor, and I want to do that with somebody, because I already know that there's someone that I'm going to meet that I immediately know I don't like them, because that happened to me on Beast Games, where I immediately knew that someone was not good, and then they turned out to be a cult leader. So I think it'd be really funny. I wouldn't quote it exactly, but I would think it'd be funny to do something like that. She's like her daughter, where she does stuff and it's a little played up. But when Tiffany had her own dating show, she was bribing the contestants she didn't like for them to quit.
That's funny as fuck.
Like,
that's actually hilarious.
If you leave now, I will give you $10,000.
That's so fucking funny. Oh my god.
She should be on one of these shows. She would be really funny.
Yeah. I can definitely see like another Bravo-ish person, definitely another gamer, because we don't have the 6, and then maybe like another athlete and another random person.
Get Abby Lee Miller. Why not?
Anybody, just bring anybody. Honestly, like at this point, it's like just bring people that'll be good television. We already have the gaming people that we need, so
yeah.
Bring Sia. Put Sia in this bitch.
Oh my god, Sia. Sia would probably do it, is the funny thing.
Yeah. Screw it, man.
Like, all right, well, I think we'll close off there. This was really fun. I had so much fun talking with you about it, and this is a very interesting group of people. We'll see how it goes. Last thing, who's winning the whole thing?
Rob Cesternino.
You know what? I'm going to back that. I want Rob to win.
You know how good it would be for reality television for Rob to win this? I cannot stress enough how big that would be, and how crazy the fandom would be. Like the finale views would be insane, because everyone from the reality television world knows Rob Cesternino. So I just think it's good for the community.
I think the same way that Cirie got, kind of like vindication for all the shit that she did for Survivor, I think Rob winning would be very fitting, and it would be very like, okay, thank you for everything you've done over the years. Like, here you go. Like 20 years, you finally got a win, and you finally got to do a show again. Like this was, I'm very happy for him. I agree with you. So, all right, I guess we'll wrap it up there. Thank you everyone so much for watching. Before we end the stream, make sure to give this video a like so that other people will tune in and so the algorithm will like us. Subscribe, why not? Join the Bitter Brigade. And if you are watching this back when the stream is over, comment below. What do you think of this cast? Do you think Casey Anthony's going to be on? What are you thinking?
I hope not.
I hope not too, but who knows? Who do you think is still on left to be revealed? Is there anyone on this cast you think shouldn't be here? Anyone that you're happy is here? Who do you want to be a traitor? Everything. I reply to all comments. So until next time, stay followed, stay tuned, but most importantly, stay bitter. Bye, y'all.
Peace.